Okay.
Yeah.
So Lin hantar air lah. Nice jacket by the way.
Thank you very much.
Where is that from?
This is from the recent Malaysia Auto Show. No, I bought it. It was not given by the organizers. Yes, I had to buy it myself. They're under no obligation to actually give me one. So what I got was the baju jersey, baju, baju event.
Yep.
They're not gonna give me a hoodie, right? So
I mean,
fun fact.
okay.
This baju is, I don't want to tell you the price, but after I beli, I masuk the how this is our resting room together with the organizers. I told you everyone, I bought this, and everyone was like, oh, bagus lah, you support the event. Did you get the 25% discount? What 25% discount? No, because kita orang like staff, because considered IMC event too. And it's like, sorry, it's not 25%, but it was a certain percentage. But it's a discount, like, no? Nobody's gonna say no to a discount.
Like you could have saved some money.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, there was a discount. Oh, dia orang tak bagi you You tak tunjuk ke tag tu? I ada tunjuk. I thought if you know how intentionally menunjuk like
this one you have to like hear.
Yeah. So there was a day game. No, I have nothing against the person. But melepas lah, dah beli. There's no such thing as backtracking a receipt. Like, boleh tak kalau?
Yeah, too bad.
Session and then like, I cannot. So
yeah. Too bad.
Interesting enough that you called me out on this, yeah.
Yeah, because because in your last episode you mentioned that this show is one of the shows that you really like doing in recent time. Yeah.
It's one of the most challenging. It's one of the most fun ones, I would say. I know the organizers are very, very stressed, which is very well justified because there's a lot of complications when doing this kind of event. It's a 7-day event. Every day you're bracing yourself for different types of events. You're dealing with different ministers, different kind of VIPs, different high-profile people, different people that you wanna please, and you wanna execute different kind of things. There's a concert, there's a conference, there's a debate competition lah, ada runway model.
There's a debate competition at an auto show.
Exactly, which the theme revolves around auto show, so it makes sense. Yeah, it's a very big one. It was actually organized by IIUM, if I'm not mistaken, organized by IIUM. So theme around auto show just to fit into the event.
Do you feel like a throwback for yourself looking at them? So I was you back then.
Oh God, I don't want to talk so much about it. Yeah, but it was kind of a throwback. And I kind of miss the days during the debating days. Macam the stress of it. I did like it when I was in the debating days, but when I look back at it, I miss that. Except for the stress.
But you know what? We're going to have somewhat of a debate.
Okay.
Well, maybe a debate, maybe not. It depends,
okay.
Right? Because today on Podcast Berlesen, I like how we have a cold opening this time. Yeah. Today on Podcast Berlesen, we're going to do today's episode a little bit different. So today's theme is, the idea behind today is that, you know how we have worked throughout our careers and we have progressed as far as like what you are doing right now, right? But sometimes we forget about like if some of the newer people, when they want to learn something about maybe the industry or about the happenings, we sometimes don't see what what level of understanding is an entry level understanding for them. Right, yeah, because we have progressed so far. To us, you might, that's a simple thing. Why should you not know that?
I agree.
As a matter of fact, if you are new, you don't know it. It's just like being a dad, right? It's like being a dad, having a baby, and you sometimes don't know what level of expectation to like, what should they know, what should they not know at when.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Because you have gone that far in life already. So it's a similar concept. So today's episode, shout out to Hao Jie, who's actually with us behind the camera today. He came up with a bunch of curious questions for us today to answer. And Hao Jie is actually my student. So he's also learning about the industry and getting to know how the workarounds and all that. So it's great that he came up with a list of questions that we will both answer together.
I like the thing where you mentioned that we're going to answer together. So rather than it being a one-way thing, so you get to contribute because you're very much in the industry too. So surely you have your own insights and things you want to put on together.
Yeah. Although most of his questions seems to be around emceeing.
Yeah, but I'm very sure you can contribute to it for sure because being a commentator, being a talent, you do see how MCs work on the sidelines. Surely you have your own fair share of questions too, and probably from your observations, you have your own insights.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So let's start with the first overarching question, right? Okay. Can you share with us on how you became an esports MC? To be fair, by the time we record this, your episode is not out yet. It'll be out in a few days.
Oh yeah.
Although that answers the questions, but it's okay. We can answer it here.
Yeah.
Okay. So first question is, can you share with us how you became an esports MC? Was it something that you planned or did it happen by chance?
I've been an MC for quite a while now. I became an MC since 2000 and let me see. I started doing commentaries 2011 for esports, but I've already done MCing even before that for university level events and all this, right? But for esports specifically, honestly, I did it like casually because back then, waktu zaman awal-awal esports though, it's CC tournament, Cloud.
Yeah.
It's CC tournament, right?
Yeah.
So do I really want to call myself an esports MC if I MC those? So what I did back in the days was I was the caster, I was the production guy, I used to sort of overlay in the software OBS back in the days, tak ada XSplit lagi, tak ada premium lagi XSplit. Tak cukup duit lagi. So dah lang you casting, boleh tak price giving you MC like
full package.
Dia jemput kepada VIP kita untuk menyambut. Itu je lah, it's very straightforward. It's not like a grand event or anything like that, right? Even when I did for Asian Cyber Games in Singapore, I wasn't doing casting, so I wasn't doing hosting exactly. So I think if I would say probably become an MC for esports, I'm very sorry I couldn't tell you the exact year, but I guess Selangor Cyber Games, I guess, because I think those are one of more prominent events, offline events, big stage and all this. But if you would say casually, I've been doing it since 2011, I guess, together with doing commentaries on a very small scale, like CC when you're hosting, small platform. I think you know lah.
Yeah, it was back then.
I think the first one was like CC yang, Orange Stadium? Yeah,
the legendary.
Is it still there?
The only orange that I know is in Cool City Mall, the one on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
But ada orange yang CC banyak-banyak kan?
That stadium tu dah tak ada dah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yang stadium dekat apa tu?
Wangsa Maju
tu tak ada.
Yeah. It's no longer there.
Yeah, it's no longer there.
Yeah.
I did wonder what happened to it. I mean, like last time ramai. So
it was the place.
That was the place. Yeah. I mean, Orange has been the place for so long, even though the CC yang kecil-kecil kan. They boast about having 50 in Malaysia, which is the most actually. So it made sense that they want to do one big, right? So I don't know. Yeah, but those are one of the first locations I did lah, I guess. And then follow up to that, you have other questions as what tadi?
Was it something that you planned or it happened by chance?
Happened by chance. Yeah.
By chance. You didn't plan to be, I want to be an MC when I grow up.
No, I did not, because a little bit about my background is that I believe that my friends, my rakan-rakan sekelas, and my teachers, and my family could kind of vouch that back in the days I was somewhat an introvert. Meaning that I wasn't a cool kid, and I malu-malu nak interact with people, right? It's like, tak kenal orang, tiba-tiba nak tegur. It's not that easy. You know what? When you pemalu, right, in school. So when I started becoming an MC, I surprised myself. The people who were with me waktu kecil-kecil, my family, my friends waktu sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, even even during diploma, right? Diploma I was still a shy person. So cikgu-cikgu lecturer semua tu agak macam budak ni jadi MC, bukan budak ni macam malu-malu and like quiet boy and all this. Yeah, I wasn't the cool kid. The cool kid's like, when you go to school, you can tell if this kid's a cool kid. They're macam, very happening. Like really.
You're not the happening one?
No, I'm not.
Okay. You're very different now as compared to 10 years ago.
Very, I want to say 10 lah. No, I don't want to make it sound like macam I baru in my 20s and all this. Probably like 20 years ago, very, very different. My friend circle is like just probably 3 to 5 only. Like if the cool kid, there'll be like 10, 15 friends. Semua kelas ada kawan. No, I wasn't that guy. Yeah, so that's why I said, so to answer your question, no, this was not something I planned. So I surprised myself. I was able to come up from this somewhat shell. There was nothing wrong being an introvert. I was just surprised that I ended up being an extrovert now. But whenever I have time to myself, I become my introvert self. Like sit at home, nak keluar tiba-tiba, nak hang out all the time and all this. Yeah, but because being an extrovert also, like in the line of work, it's very tiring. You emceeing also requires to be a super extrovert, And then even after, in between your break time also, you're also dealing and meeting up with people. Everybody want to have conversation with you. So it also exhausts you at the same time as well. Tipu lah kalau cakap macam we have unlimited energy where we can just talk to people all day, right? Yeah, so when we have a little bit of free time, contohnya kalau macam nak makan and all this. So if I'm not with other people, I just makan seorang-seorang and then like tengok YouTube kat phone and then like makan. So then shall. But of course, bila orang lalu nak tegur, then we cakap balik lah. Yeah. So whenever I do have time to myself, I try to conserve energy.
Yeah, I agree. I have the same feeling as well. I think when we need to exert energy, we exert energy. But when we don't need to, sometimes we're kind of happy like being in our own shell. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I have this thing like I'm just happy to be in my own room at home, you know, if I'm not doing shows or if I'm done with an online show, I just watch YouTube like you know.
Like any other normal
just
people
like any other normal people.
You so you know, I see, you know, sometimes I go to macam food court and all, I see people like duduk seorang and tengok video. Hey, that's still me. It's still me. Still me. It's not like that was me. It's still me. I would do that too. Sebab kadang-kadang event, honestly, yes, we do somewhat dress up to a certain extent. When it comes to event, pakai lelo and all this. No, balik rumah is like shorts. Keluar jalan-jalan pun pergi apa? We do normal things like we go to Giant, we go to Tesco. Yeah, beli barang. We're not gonna wear like all dressed up and all that. I do
like
I
all the time all dressed up.
Ada orang yang really dressed up. So, I need to look good all the time. I think we're very simple people where pakai shorts and it's not like 3/4 like short macam ni and slipper bukan je kasut and baju. Okay, not to the extent of singlet lah. Singlet okay kat rumah lah, but yeah, baju proper and everything like that. And it's not even baju baru-baru. It's like baju yang balik-balik baju sama je lah, baju belasahan and all this, you know.
Yeah. Unless you're a bespoke tailor, then maybe
exactly.
You wear a suit everywhere.
Probably. I get it. It's very important for you to present yourself, but sometimes, I think for us, like even for you as a commentator, right? You know, our call time super awal, and we don't wear suits 3 hours a day. We wear suits 12 hours, 10 to 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then and we don't like it, and because it's continuous work, it's not like we have free time for the next few hours to buka suit and chill and all that. Pakai all the time. So it's that like heavy, usually, you know, on the shoulders and everything like that. Yeah, so that's why I said whenever we have free time, we try to be as casual as possible.
Yeah, and I think that people might or might not realize this, but when it comes to an esports show, like what you say, it's not like 2-3 hours. But if it's like, let's say it's a badminton show and normally it's like maybe, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours. Yeah, it's maybe half that time. So esports shows can be long and it can be like, well, depends on the situation. It can be the entire day. You can start from morning to the next morning.
Okay.
That happens as well.
It happens quite a few times. I wouldn't say super rare, but it does happen from time to time.
Yeah, so that's why energy conservation is also important.
Exactly.
To run the mile.
And sometimes you have to read the room juga kadang-kadang because it's very tiring to do this already. You're trying to entertain on camera through your voice. So suara habis. You're mentally trying to analyze and look at the game. It's also mentally draining. So don't take it too hard kalau you nampak macam the talent tu macam not approachable. Nampak macam kalau tengok kat kamera dia ni senyum and everything like that kan. But if the person like just like any normal person, kalau you macam penat and stress and all this, if you feel that it's not a good time to approach them, give them a little bit of space. Later, waktu dia ada conserve energy, it's a good time for you to approach lah, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely agree. If I were to answer the question on my POV, when did I start doing esports commentary? Not as early as you. Obviously, you're one of the earlier ones in Malaysia. Yeah. I started doing in 2018. And
I thought it was earlier than that. I was surprised.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that you're earlier than that, but actually it's not that early. It's 2018. So it all started from like I'll just give the TLDR. I actually told this story a lot of times at many places, but the TLDR is that I started doing content on Dota first, teaching people like how to play Dota basically, the basics. I pull out stats and I show why this hero is good with this item, yada yada, and so on. And then it evolved from doing content to a friend actually saying that, hey, you can explain about the game. What have you thought about commentary? And back then, you know, it's not something that we would naturally think of, right? That we could do, right? So I just like asked lots of questions. I had the curiosity of like, how do we do this? And then the first entry point was like, okay, why not watch a game on Dota TV? There's game sound, but there's no commentary, right? You can set it to be that way. And I remember the first one that I actually tried to do it was a Paris Major. that time.
Oh.
Yeah. So I totally didn't know what I was doing, but after I did like maybe once, then
this
it was
Disneyland?
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Dota Paris
You follow
major.
Dota enough, you kind of know. Padahal banyak gila major. But Paris,
Right.
yeah, that was Disneyland.
Yep,
Yeah.
correct. Then it felt interesting from the first one, and then it just evolved to like, oh, I want to know more.
Yeah.
Then I started paying more attention to like the casters, like Toby one, like how does he do it? What does he say and all that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still gonna give it to him. I mean, when it comes to casting, this guy's the GOAT.
Yeah, this guy's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy's the GOAT. So Lynn's giving the look, right?
Yeah.
It's probably going to say somebody from League, but anyway.
just a little bit of context. Lynn is actually from League of Legends. So I don't know why you're working with the enemy.
Oh!
I mean. Yeah. So Lynn, despite him being part of our production for the show, he's actually a caster for League of Legends. And if you guys do follow the whole Dota and League, I don't think is it real war in between the two games. But for me, it's just a fun war between League and Dota, right?
Yeah, it's just a fun one. Small segue.
Did anybody ever tell you this?
Well, we have this banter all the time.
Okay.
But small segue, I saw an EWC content recently, Esports World Cup content. Set Action Slacks.
Yeah.
So he is the host, the main host for Dota events. So he went to like two fans that came to the venue, and then he was like asking the fans, "Would you like to play a game that has free heroes?" And then there were a few other points that I forgot.
I was waiting for you to do it. Yeah.
But and then the fans said, "Yes, well here you go," and Dota is behind. And these are League fans.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, were they League fans?
They were League fans.
I thought they were League players.
Oh, they were League players, is it?
Yeah, they were League.
Oh, players.
They were players.
Oh, okay. Because I just saw a shot.
The reason why Slacks targeted it was because they were players.
Okay.
No,
Even better.
The video was very iconic. I laughed. I mean, like, here's the thing. This guy's from Dota, and I knew those were League players. I was like, where's he going with this? And it's funny because whatever he mentioned was kind of like a joke because it doesn't really address Dota.
Yeah.
But it's trying to say that, a better game than League of Legends.
Like you can have all the heroes.
Yeah.
What about the ML player, ML caster, say promote ML on League of Legends stage? What about that?
Mana ada
Ada. There was some form of crossover. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's be honest. I think that one
I
happening.
will not go down the rabbit hole on this question. Okay,
No,
that's
here's
a
the thing.
trap question.
I think that one is still fine sebab dia ML kepada League. Okay. But if ML, that gimmick happen in between ML and HOK, no.
I mean,
That one cannot. That one for sure will not happen.
back to the question. Anyway, was it something that I planned or did it happen by chance? For me, it happened by chance as well. Because like back then, like you wouldn't envision yourself like doing this sort of thing, right? Like you're just like, I just like the game. Either I play it or I enter a tournament.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's about it. Like you won't think about all the other behind the scenes stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. So I like how natural this thing came true because I get it. There are some other people out there yang macam jenis macam, right, I really want to become this, and I ended up becoming, and they're very high, very stoked, very focused into what they want to be. But I think for both of us, it's somewhat like something that probably for me at least, I never envisioned myself to actually become somebody on stage and speaking. I've always joked about this, like, wow, crazy. Speak in front of a lot of people, don't you get nervous and butterflies? And now here we are doing exactly
Yeah,
that.
we're doing this all the time now.
Like what do I talk about for an hour on stage? It's like, somehow look back, like,
And then it's like, only an hour?
only an hour, easy. Like, you want me to go ring for an hour? Okay, no problem.
Yeah, when producer says buy time, and it doesn't go to the break,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by time, all you can do is just do it. Do it. Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
But you know what? We actually have a lot of questions.
Oh, God. Okay, let's try to run through this.
I don't know if how long this will take. Maybe we should ask. Actually, how long you envision this show will be with this amount of questions? 2 hours. Okay. Whoa.
Was it 2 hours long?
It's a lot. Okay. Maybe some of them. I'll tell you which is the sub question.
Got it.
So that can be like simpler
Let's try
answers.
to address it.
And which is a big question.
Surely, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the sub question from the earlier big question. So did you start off another role in esports scene first?
Caster.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think this one doesn't require much elaboration because I start off for esports. Yes, I start off as a caster for Dota 1, which during that period it was slowly transitioning into Dota 2 anyways. Dota 2 has existed. It's just that Dota 1 was still lingering around.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, well, in the modern esports, I started as content creator. That was the one that I did Dota tutorials. But in the non-modern esports era, I'm that old. In 2001 or 2001,
Damn.
I played CS 1.6 tournament.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I
Okay,
was...
just because you play CS 1.6 tournament doesn't mean you're that old.
Well,
I mean, I play CS 1.6 too.
but it was back in 2000, 2001, something like that.
Wait.
Yeah. So I was in the era where Full Metal Jacket, FMJ, was a big thing, a clan in Malaysia. I believe if you ask people at One Row or that, they will know.
Yeah.
They will know how OG these clans are. So I was that era and we played CC tournament. So if that counts as being a player, sure. But if that doesn't count just because it's a CC tournament and you don't have tournaments like now that time, by the way, CC tournaments were probably the biggest, then yeah. So it depends on interpretation. Okay, let's go to the next sub-question. Was there a specific moment or event? Oh, this question not complete. Was there a specific moment or event where you felt? Then it ends there. Okay, I'll skip that one.
I felt a lot of things.
Yeah, where you felt. Yeah.
What was it? Oh, I felt a lot of things.
Okay, we'll skip that one. Did you have to take any training like public speaking, hosting workshops, or drama classes?
No, I did not. Like the question says, did I have to? No, not really. You asked me, you have to. Did I go through any? No, also as well. But of course, that's the thing because you sell yourself to this so-called potential clients that you can do the work. So for them, they're not going to ask so much about, what kind of training you go through and all this, right? So all you have to do is execute it the way that you're selling it to them. Like if you tell them you can do it, then prove to them that you can do it when the time comes. Yeah.
I guess if it's like for me, I wouldn't call it a formal training to this because like what we answered earlier, it was just all coincidental. But my diploma was in mass comm.
I see.
Yeah, so naturally we have to do a lot of presentations. We even have to do drama back then. So I guess that's also part of training just to speak spontaneously and handle situations, handle the stage and all that. But even during my school time, I was very active when it comes to doing school activities. Like I like doing co-curricular activities so that that gives me the opportunity to learn how to interact with people.
I agree.
Stuff like that. My degree was in communications, but the degree time wasn't that relevant because degree in communications actually meant social sciences. So it's more on the study of how human behavior, basically. It sounds like psychology, which I believe is your background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, it sounds so close to what I'm doing. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. There's a lot of similarity to it.
Yeah. I did like this whole thing where everybody, when they see me and they were like, oh, dulu you belajar apa like UMC. And then the moment I open my mouth and say, oh, dulu I degree, I buat communication and psychology. Oh, patut lah. I swear the word patut lah comes out. I was like, oh no, when I say communication, macam you explained that your comms is different, right?
Yeah.
My comms is not comms verbal and all this. It's not mass comm. Mine was in journalism, meaning it's in writing. So we didn't have much opportunities during the how to say this, when I was doing my majors for communications, right? We don't have those things like presentations and the things that mass comm go through. It's more towards journalism, how writing. And ours is AP style, which is American writing and not British writing. So we follow AP style.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, a lot of people macam, oh patutlah dia belajar communication degree. So,
But it's actually journalism-ish.
Journalism. They did not contribute to me, public speaking in front of stage and all this. But I'm guessing that I always tell people that because of my background, macam I daripada introvert into extrovert, this is proof that just because you are not born with it does not mean you cannot become, you know, like an extrovert or something who can speak. You know, through hard work, dedication, and training, and after lots and lots of practice, you can become one. But of course, I can't help, that feeling of jealousy over. Kadang-kadang kita tengok some people who are much younger than you. They're already that extrovert and they're already very good at public speaking. So, wow, these kids are natural from young, and you have to go through that long route of putting hard work and effort. But of course, at the end of the day, it all works out. But yeah, I mean, still human. I do feel jealous. Like, wow, bestnya, like if I always had this feeling, macam, if I was like this, probably I would have gone even further because born with it.
Right.
Like that. The exposure you get, and some of these people, I juga ada colleague between the MC colleagues who have formal training, meaning they get good real fast.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't have to go through this whole plane of start daripada bawah naik ke atas. He's like training, poof, TV training and all that.
Right. Before we move on to the next sub question, I just want to add my point, and before we move on, I believe that everyone that is born is actually a white canvas. Yeah. So what shapes how you communicate, whether you end up being an extrovert, introvert, and all that, it's based on your environment and your upbringing. Yeah. So if you are brought up in there's a family that likes to that is always curious, maybe within the family they always ask each other questions, they debate about something, then naturally you will grow up to be someone like that. But if the family maybe it's not that, just like very passive, for example.
I want to say something very controversial.
Okay.
I feel like because I come from a Malay family, I think Malay families don't like when people ask too much questions. Dia macam menyampah. Curiosity is not really a good thing in a Malay family. So for example, you get shut down because asking too much question, meaning like why you banyak songe. So I feel that as a child, I feel like suppressed. So dia macam, I don't know whether now it begs the question like, is this normal in a Malay family or not? But yeah, you may think like curiosity is a great thing. When you live, right?
Yeah.
I always tell people curiosity is a great thing. But if around your environment suppresses that curiosity and look at it, macam memandang rendah all these things, I think there's somewhere to kind of think, like go through something like that.
I think curiosity is always great, and it's a word that I always use with my students. Like one of the things that you need to build, you start from curiosity. You become curious, you build a lot of things. You build critical thinking, you build communications and all that. So to further my point on the earlier, so it's built by your environment. So if anyone comes and tell me that, why can't you do a good presentation, for example, right? Because I'm an introvert. To me, I'm sorry to say that's an excuse. Yeah,
that's a horrible excuse. By the
just
way,
because now these words like introvert, extrovert exist in the world when they don't exist when probably in our way younger times, people are misusing these words. I don't know if this sounds controversial, but this is, I think, from someone who interacts with a lot of students and how I see behavior can be shaped with the mindset and the thought. So it's but I won't discount the fact that yes, there are these proven scientific theories of what is an introvert and what's an extrovert. But if as someone who is learning, but you use that as your defense mechanism to shoo someone away or shoo a point away, then to me, I don't think that's the right usage of it.
I have to agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe that everybody can do it. It's a matter of whether you want to do it or not. And nothing comes easy. Everything new is always hard. But once you get the flow, then it becomes easy. Like what we're doing right now, right? The first time that you go on stage, I'm sure you felt it's hard as well.
Oh God, it was very, very hard. I think it doesn't have to be staged lah. See, we're talking about students in particular, because I was an introvert back then, right? So you can kind of tell when cikgu suruh you baca a petikan, a paragraph from a book, right? So usually the very extrovert students like, oh, no problem. Yeah, reading it very well with character and all this. But the shy ones, like, they still do it. That's the thing. They still do it, but over time you improve and all this. Extrovert doesn't mean you cannot do it. Meaning that you can do it to a certain level, but that does not mean you should not put any form of effort, and it should not be used as an excuse. Basically, do not worry, do not fret, because your lecturers are also humans too. They're not expecting you to be as good as the extroverts. They can see the amount of hard work you put in. They can see the
Exactly.
effort. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to dismiss and say, sorry, you're not just as good as the others. Everybody knows that. But that does not mean that these lecturers are heartless. They will not discredit you from that.
I agree. From my POV, and since Hao Jie is behind the camera, it's less about the outcome, but more about the effort for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like you put tons of effort to it, but the outcome may be like, and then I'll say, yeah, it's student work. What do I expect, right? But the point here is the effort.
Exactly.
Yeah, the effort. Okay, we got to move on to the next one. I know we're very passionate about these kind of topics, right?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, I love it as well. So great work. Shout out to Hao Jie, who is the one that came up with these questions. Okay. Were your family and friends supportive when you started this career?
Oh God. I couldn't say friends because my friend circle was very, very small. So I would say that supportive wise, I don't think they kind of express their support towards it, but they were fine with it. They're not all go for it and all this. No, not really. I think they were just okay with it. Family, not really. I think they didn't like it because they don't see a future behind it and all this.
Are they the ones that it's gaming? No gaming. Was it?
There's that, and there's also like, because when I started doing MC work, I haven't finished my degree yet. Yeah, so I think there was a lot of concerns going on over there. So we're talking about MCing part, right?
Yeah.
But after I got my degree, then they're like, okay, fine, you can do whatever you want and all this. But it was still not okay about the gaming part. So since we're also having the gaming elements in there, right?
Yeah.
The gaming is like a no-no because they don't see it as like, yeah, they still see no future happening in the gaming scene and all this.
Right.
Industry and all this. So rather than getting hurt over these kind of remarks coming on from family, right? I take it like I believe that by that point I'm already a full-grown adult. So I think that I need to understand why they have this kind of thinking, right? So rather than saying, my parents are foolish, these guys don't know about the potential behind this industry and all this, I would tell myself that they come from a different era. So therefore, whatever they are feeling and thinking is valid. They like to throw these words like, hey, I know I have a lot of experience in the past and all this, which is true, which they're right. But of course, I have always had this small thinking like, you're not right all the time, but that does not mean that I should just dismiss all this advices you have and all this. I will try to pursue this carefully rather than going all in, without an actual plan on it. Yeah, so that's why I try to actually have some sort of a secure job and pair it together. And after I get comfortable with gaming, I just go on full-fledged over there. Yeah, so I think that's a safer route. At least I don't give my parents a heart attack and all this. And I'm very happy to say that, alhamdulillah, what my family does not have to worry is that at least I don't end up doing any illegal ways of getting money of that. At least all the money yang I dapat ni is halal lah. Meaning like there's no illegal means of getting the money. And kalau taxation is clean lah, there's no sorry, we found out that you're doing some bad stuff and getting money, and it's all halal income. So for me, at least I can assure that my family is safe and not getting chased down by some bad guys or anything like that. Like, okay lah, that's all I can say lah.
Yeah, that's an important point. I think it really comes down to whether you can manage yourself financially.
Yes.
For me to answer this question for myself, even my mom actually told me this one time. It says that, last time I never really control what you all do, which is true. I did felt that when I was a teenager, I was allowed to pretty much do anything I want. But I remember my mom told me this one thing: you can do anything you want, but don't ask money from me. Yeah, typical Asian parents. Yeah. So I guess now that I've grown older, right, the whole point is that I'm able to handle myself in financially lah, right, and that's the whole point. And the fact that she allowed me to just do anything, that also means that any consequences, anything that goes wrong, it's you.
It's on you, yeah.
It's on you. So and now looking back at my teenage days and all the stupid stuff that I've done, all the pain that I felt, if I didn't feel it early and I felt it later, it sometimes might be too late.
I agree.
Yeah. So at least if you feel it early, your full fallback cushion can be family, can be home, you have family to support you. But if you're later in your life and you do stupid stuff, where's your fallback? You can't fall back to anyone.
That's true.
Yeah, in fact, people need you to be there.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. So thanks, Mom.
Good sharing. Good sharing. Yeah.
Okay, so we have to go on. We have a lot of questions here.
Oh God.
Okay. What was your first MC job like, and how nervous were you?
Ooh, we did talk about this in the last recording we did, but I don't mind just going through it real fast, right? If I would say my first MC job is just it's just a sekolah MC. Like dulu I pergi sekolah dekat sekolah rendah, it was sekolah menengah section 10. I was given the opportunity to baca skrip pagi tu, they give you script, just baca. Don't go.
What do you baca on that?
Oh, so basically, selamat pagi diucapkan kepada guru cikgu.
Oh, the opening of the perhimpunan.
So I did two things. I did that, and I also did like bacaan doa like in English. Like they have a bacaan doa in English because there's an English day, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the days, right? So that was like first. In uni, like uni events lah, uni. I don't remember what was the first of whatever it is, just a normal uni event. But the first paid gig, last time we shared about this, was I actually emceed for the Malaysian United run, by the Ministry of Defence of Malaysia. And that one has a crowd of 30,000 people. So honestly, I'm still mind blown that my first public event, event berbayar, it paid very, very well also. And it's 30,000. It's not like 200, 100 people. 30,000. Holy shit, you're telling me?
With a lot of VIPs.
Yeah, a lot of VIPs. There was like Lee Chong Wei. There was like all celebrities and stuff. And then there's me. Like definitely like...
the new guy.
Celebrity... non-celebrity. Yeah, I think my partner also someone influential. This lady became my partner and all this. Yeah, so I guess that's first.
Okay, my first, I would take casting lah for me. We take in the esports context lah for castings. I remember my first was Dota Underground. Now the ones that I do Paris Major on my own, that one don't count lah.
Okay.
Yeah, Dota Underground. It was a community tournament that I reached out actively. I saw them like looking for players. Then I reach out to the page and I said that, hey, this tournament is happening. Would you like me to cast for this? Like I have a show reel, a bit of a show reel just to show, and I can help you to do the broadcast at the same time. Like how you first started,
Yeah.
you are the one that does everything basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I actively approached because I wanted to take it to the next level rather than just casting a rebroadcast of my own. I wanted to see like, okay, what if I go with a fresh show? Like from zero, I have no idea who the players are, how would it feel like? And that's how it started off for me, by just actively messaging them. And then I told them that, you know what, I'm not going to charge any money. I just do this for fun. And cool. I mean, to them, it's free broadcast, right?
Yeah,
Why not,
exactly.
right? Whatever it is, it's free. The quality doesn't matter. It's a community thing anyway. 300 ringgit price pool, if I remember correctly. So shout out to Dota Underground, Sarah and the gang for allowing me the opportunity to kickstart my first learning of casting a community tournament way back then.
I think many of us have done those kind of things where I know a lot of people say, oh, you buat kerja free and all this, but as I said, I think at the start though, we are just trying to find a place where we can put our skills to the test, and probably in real time, rather than putting it into an actual event. That I think when I did that waktu awal-awal kan, I'm very grateful because awal-awal tu diorang dah bayar dah. But there were certain gigs where it was for free. The reason is because I'm just worried that I'm not on par with a paid gig, There's you bayar, but then they're not getting exactly what they can.
Like you don't feel that the payment and your skills, the value doesn't match that
Exactly.
time.
Yeah. So it's like newbie. Dah lah newbie, lepas tu nak meminta pula samboy. Yeah. Nowadays is a different era altogether. Newbie yang tak ada skill, tapi meminta macam ada skill. Yeah, this is the current era right now. I swear these people macam they want to get paid, like I want to be paid on par. But do you have skills on par? Tak. So so you just want to just write as if you are a veteran. Yeah, that's a current one. So a lot of nowadays, apparently that's a event organizing issue right now. Yeah, that's happening.
Okay, that's a whole other topic altogether.
Yeah,
maybe it's something that we can explore in our future episodes.
Honestly, would love to actually get another talent to just jump in and discuss together with us on this. Yeah.
Hey, I've been trying to get our Sports Writers Association award winner, but he's as of our recording date, he's in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll
Not,
probably get
not
him
judging
soon.
what he's doing in Thailand.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he got some money from the award. So,
Oh.
yeah. But anyway, Ahmad Rosizam, you're next. Yeah. Okay, so one last question for the sub question. Looking back, what do you think helped you succeed?
Unfortunately, for joking purposes, I really wanted to say the word cable, but then I don't have cable, so it was kind of sad. I know people that there's a lot of people out there who have cable, macam orang besar which can put in all this. I didn't have that. I would say, what having success. Yeah, I have to thank myself. I think I lack thanking myself for the effort I put in and all this. It takes bravery for you to just get up on stage and perform and all this. I'm very sure I put off a lot of effort back in the days for me to get to where I am now.
Yeah, and I think it's nothing wrong with thanking yourself. In case that maybe some people might perceive it as, oh, you're just full of yourself, like you don't remember the people around you. It's not that,
Oh, yeah,
right?
I remember. Don't worry.
I mean,
remember.
if we want to thank, we can thank the whole list, and it will be the next 2 hours of this podcast, right?
Exactly.
But I think you brought a good highlight, which was also written in an article recently by Kent, who is the coach of Bicatron
BTR.
PUBG Mobile. And in his writings, he wrote that if his success today was based on luck, and if he were to tell himself it is based on luck, he is not doing justice to himself.
Exactly.
Like,
Because I like that a lot, because if you keep thanking everyone else around you, right? Are you saying that they were the ones you did not contribute to this? You mengharapkan everybody else except yourself to be to where you're at? Where's your effort? Yeah, so that's the thing I feel.
Because it all begins from you first, right? Like if you don't take the initiative in the first place, then nothing else would happen.
I agree.
Yeah. Everyone else can tell you that, hey, Flava, you got to do this, you got to do that. But if you don't do it yourself, then it's as good as it's nothing. So you definitely have to thank yourself.
Correct.
And I think everyone out there who is working hard, striving for themselves, they should also thank themselves as well.
I think I've done a lot of interviews, podcasts, live on TV, whatever it may be, right? I think this is probably my second time that I do acknowledge myself rather than, it's always been this normal thank you note. Like, I would like to thank my parents, my family, my friends, my sponsors, my organizations, all the crews and all this, right? And then you keep forgetting this one part. It's like, hey, you forgot to thank yourself. Yeah, I'm very sure you must have put some sort of effort. Like I said, you must have put some sort of effort and work into all this, right? Why are you not thanking yourself here? Then I also like to echo the part where Klaus said, that does not mean that we do not appreciate everybody else. We do all the time. We always remember. Every single event, we always say that it's a collective effort. It's not because the MC was awesome. It was not because of the cast was awesome. It's because of people behind the scenes, people on the ground, the crew who come super early to buka kedai, to tutup kedai, susun balik meja and all this.
The fans who come to support the show.
We remember, don't worry. You don't have to worry a bit about those things. Yeah. But sometimes, what Klaus said, we always forget to thank ourselves, Yeah, out of years, I would say more than a decade of interviews, this will probably be my second time I just thank myself. Itu je.
Okay. So we're done with the first big question and sub questions. We're going to the next big question.
Okay.
I know, right? Well, ask our scriptwriter.
I'm very sure this is not meant for TV.
Yep.
TV interviews will be like.
That's why we're on YouTube now. Yeah. Okay. Big question. Do you have to be a gamer to be a great MC?
No. But that does not mean that you should not put any effort into understanding the game that you're about to conduct for the event. You should put a little bit of effort. There are plenty of games which I don't really play, but I took the effort of doing a little bit of study or play a little bit so that I could relate. I could give some of the terminologies in regards to the game during my emceeing work so that people can tell, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about, rather than just throwing certain stuff. I just want to highlight about this. There was a recent time, it's not intentional I want to bring this up, right? Since you were talking on this topic. Recently, there was this big drama about MLBB, about this particular MC who doesn't know jack shit about MLBB, right? I think you know the drama. Yeah, about this event, right? I don't want to call out names and all this. And I believe he has gone through so much of the wrath and the hate coming on from the MLB community about how he conducted things on stage. Uh, but that's the thing. I believe that from what I did research on him, he's actually a veteran MC, meaning he has done MCing for a lot of other events, but probably he did not do enough research to prepare himself for that stage. Yeah, so especially when he's actually paired up with a veteran in that industry. So yeah, so I think this is like an example, right? Yeah, you can actually get a great MC. You can be a great MC, but when it comes to the gaming, right, you can still be a great MC without playing the game, but put a little bit of effort into understanding what the game is about or the community. It helps. Percayalah, cakap I ni, it helps. I do events like outdoor shows for cars, motors, and all this. I do events for healthcare. So I need to understand healthcare terminologies when it comes to doctors, what certain things, what are some of the things. Because the audience, very high chance, most of the audience members who's attending the event are in relation to the type of event you're attending. If it's a healthcare, most of it will be healthcare practitioners or healthcare students or something like that. So based on the things you say and you do and on stage, they can tell whether do you know what shit you're talking about. I would say this. It's like, hey, come on. Because these audience are not dumb. Stop treating your audience like dumb people. They are smart. They can tell if you're faking it. They can tell if you're lying to your teeth. They can tell if you don't know jack shit. Your audience are smart people. So you need to respect them by putting a little bit of effort. That's the best I can tell you.
Yeah, and from a viewer's point of view, if esports MC ask the right questions, you know that the person knows his stuff.
Exactly.
But if he asks like just general questions, or how do you feel about this tournament? How does it feel to win? Yeah, sure, right? Yeah, but if he goes like, oh, why did you use that hero before this? Isn't that a counter to, that sort of follow-up? Yeah, then you know that, okay, this host knows his stuff. So as if people within the community or people who really follow the show, they can tell from that way.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. I'll give you an example, right? Recently, I've been doing a lot of sports event emceeing when I don't have much knowledge in regards to that particular sport. Especially an upcoming event I'm doing is actually in regards to Manchester United. One of the footballers is going to be coming here to Malaysia, right? I admit that I do not have enough knowledge in regards to that particular sport because if you don't follow from the start, the knowledge we have in the past 1 to 2 years is not enough to compete against those who are very veteran.
Yeah.
So, out of respect, what I did was I berguru dengan kawan kita, si Aiman Rosizam.
Oh, because he's a Man U fan.
On top of being a Man U fan, but on top of all that, even if he's not an MU fan, let's say if we're talking about Arsenal or Chelsea, he knows. He knows. He's done enough research. He has the knowledge. He does football commentaries for both esports and sports. So you berguru and you berjumpa dengan orang who has better knowledge and get his advice on what will be the right questions. How should I approach this? What are things I should say? What are things I should refrain from saying to not put myself into trouble? There's anything. So you have to be humble and admit, jangan belagak macam you tahu semua benda. You berkawan dengan orang who at one day you're able to with hopes lah. I pun boleh contribute and help Aiman Rosizam back because he helped me for last year. This year also probably I'm seeking his advice and other friends' advice as well.
So that's why we have to get him on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So jangan belagak. This is also another advice. Yeah. Jangan belagak macam you power. I've had a lot of incidents where people belagak in front of my face. It backfired real hard.
Okay. But that will be a whole other conversation. We have tons of questions here. I can tell you we're not even 20%.
Oh God, no way. Okay.
Yep.
Let's be honest. There's no way we're going to run the whole thing, right? Could you be picky and choosy?
I try. Okay, I try. Okay. I guess if I were to answer this question from a caster's POV, same question. If you don't know the game, don't cast the game.
Oh, don't cast the game.
Yeah. You cannot.
I think caster is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because for me, I always say that you study a little bit, right? Caster is you need to know in-depth knowledge. You
need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ideally, as well as let's say if a pro team has an analyst, as well as that person.
Exactly. That'll be great.
Ideally. Yeah. Okay. But following up from your point, right, I think it's a good expansion question here. How much game knowledge do you think an MC really needs?
it's not like I give you a number. It's not like I can throw numbers like 30% of game knowledge. No, it doesn't the right way. But I'm guessing that I think this is a very, very kiki kind of question because it differs between game titles. For example, right, when it comes to PUBG Mobile, you have a general understanding of it being a battle royale. You have a general understanding about how many players there are, how it works. For example, like if you're not familiar with the players, about the background and all this, try to look at the game and see what are the things that you do have a good understanding on and which you can pick up from and use during your interviews or during how you conduct emceeing. For example, when it's a 1v4 situation, and that one guy managed to do a clutch. So you need to understand this word, like, terminology is like clutch. What does a clutch means, right? So he managed to clutch 4 people, which is a big play. And it so happens this particular individual gets with the chicken dinner and gets interviewed and all this, which you can use as your weapons in your arsenal as an MC. Same goes for the casters as well. For sure, they're going to pick up on that and deliver this to the audience so that to show that the casters know what they're doing and they're capturing all the right things during the game, right? So that's it. For example, when it comes to Dota, let's say for example you don't know shit about the game, right? You can talk a little bit about how come this team is winning, but then the kill score is less than the opponent. So that's a big point. So you guys are behind in terms of kills, and yet you guys managed to translate that into a victory. So which proves that killing, like you guys are playing very objectively, and rather than trying to be nafsu buaya nak kill je, which is very rank gaming behavior and all this. Yeah, so that's the thing. Play to your strengths. If you don't know, probably get advice from a production team or anyone nearby which can assist you in all this.
Yep, and I guess I don't need to answer it. I think I answered it earlier.
Yeah.
One more for this category. How do you prepare before an event?
As an MC there are different levels of preparation. If the event is like at the back of my hand, I kind of know this event, and this event is very, very simple anyways, close to zero preparation because I'm that confident in how to conduct the event, right? Not trying to boast, it's probably because you've done the event so many times, you kind of know what you're doing, okay? A lot of MCs could relate to this, but you would just do just a little bit of recap and things just to make sure that you're not too overconfident and you have all the layers like, okay, name of event, sponsors, then janganlah sampai zero preparation, but close to zero probably because you've already prepared some, because some events are just a continuous of the other, right? But why I say different levels, because there are certain levels where this particular event requires you to prepare a little bit more because it's either you're familiar but it's a different event altogether, so you have to make sure that you fix your mind. For example, jaga-jaga about things like last event, contoh, I don't want to throw any brand names. Let's go with mobile devices. So let's say yesterday's event, I just did an event for another mobile device event. Today, you need to fix your mind so that you don't accidentally say the competitor's name of event. It's a different event. The Sasul tu, the audience is going to be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He fucked up. And they were there at the event too. Oh shit. He thought he was still doing that event. That's the thing. So you need to do a little bit change your settings in your brain a little bit here and there. Probably it's an event, but you just need to do a little bit of studying. Some events are very complex in the way that it's being executed. For example, it does require you to do a full rehearsal because the event organizer wants you to get this right. And they've never worked together with you, and they just want to make sure that you get it right because you're the guy with the mic. So you don't fuck this up. Therefore, hopefully you can do this full dress rehearsal and stuff. And then because there's a lot of technicalities, there's a VIP coming in and they want to do it in a certain way. The way of the launching is this way and all this. So this will require heavy preparation. So it differs between the type of events that you're conducting. Also depends on, how well do you know on how to conduct these events.
Yeah. And from a caster's perspective, pretty much the same. I guess the main difference is just whether how much more do you want to study about the game.
Correct.
So for example, right, if it's, let's say for me, PUBG Mobile, like I know all the weapons on top of my head. I know all the locations on top of my head.
You know all the players.
I know all the players, how to pronounce their names on top of my head. I know
who the mothers and the girlfriends are.
Not wrong.
Not wrong, yeah.
Yeah, not wrong. Yeah.
You know the dramas between them. Yeah.
Not wrong. So I don't need to do much study when it comes to like, it's the next PMSL, for example.
Correct.
But let's say it's a game that I rarely get to cast. So let's say for Dota, maybe in a year I do like once or twice Dota because that's how it goes.
Exactly.
Here. Not because I don't want to, but because how it is, then I need to okay, what's the latest roster for this player? Like, you need to do a little bit more study. Like, oh, this player new in this team, what's the lore and all that. Yeah. And then because Dota is also such a complex game, there's a lot of big updates happen from time to time. Then you need to update with okay, what are the new heroes? What's the meta? Is this new hero good? And all that stuff. So I guess it's more of the game, and it depends on what sort of tournament that we're doing, depending on the complexity and the scale as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll add on one more. Like there are some shows where we get to play around with cameras. Yeah. So I remember when I was at EWC last year for Free Fire, we had a DOP, Director of Photography. So what he would do is that he would come and he would discuss with us as talents on where is the camera going to come from and how you're going to play with it, basically. Yeah. So I thought that was an amazing experience. And that's also the kind of prep that we do before the show. Yeah. So just to add on.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I think those are some of the upscaling the production value. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, which is kind of cool, rather than the usual tengok kamera satu.
Yeah, like the front facing. But of course, we understand it depends on the show scale itself and the budget that they have. So yeah. But as talents, we work around it. Okay. Next big question. We're back to the big one. The life of an esports MC. Oh wait. Oh, that's not a question. This is a statement.
It's a topic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is it like a
okay? It's a big topic. Okay.
Okay. I mandi just like everybody else. Probably because it's not a 9 to 5. So usually I will probably prepare, get prep, be as fresh as possible. I mandi before I bergerak pergi event ke.
Glad that you answered that, because that is the follow-up question.
What?
Yeah, but
Does
okay.
MC mandi?
Yeah.
Whoa, no way, right? What is this?
Okay. But that's the physical answer.
Okay.
This is the actual question is, how do you mentally prepare yourself before going on stage?
Ooh, before going on stage.
I know you have a ritual, maybe, but before I give my POV of looking at you work.
Okay, a lot of people don't know this. Okay,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know this, right? I have this ritual which I do in the car while on the way to the venue. Okay, this ritual breathing lip exercises. Call them. So there's breathing exercises. So you just do things that just to get yourself warmed up. Because if you realize, right, what do you start your morning, when you start your day, you're not that warmed up. So basically sometimes you mumble around with words and all this. If you warm up your vocal cords and everything like that, so it's way easier for you to deliver everything. And you get the actual voice that you're looking for. Bukannya macam, suara budak baru bangun tidur. Yeah. You don't want that. So you actually sebenarnya baru bangun tidur, but you just warm yourself up. So the first few words you speak is already amazing, as if it's the middle of the day or something like that. That's that. But mentally preparing, I still get butterflies, Butterflies still ada.
Yep.
And of course, as normal human beings, we have stress in life. Kadang-kadang kita stress is either, macam saya cakap, let's say for example relationships. Let's say for example, contohnya ada kawan or family member meninggal ke and all this. This could influence your mental health, especially bila benda tu berlaku before you go up on stage. For me, you're not throwing it away. We're just putting yourself for a while because it's a show. You're paid to do a work. You conduct it well, and then after it's done, because you need to smile in front of camera, you need to address your VIPs very well. You need to deliver what you need to deliver as an MC. But after that's all done and dusted, behind the scenes, kat bahagian belakang, sebab kita kalau kat MC kan, we have the crowd area and all this, which is the front of the house. At the back of the house, the production kat situ, you nak menangis ke, you nak muka sedih ke, you nak all that ke, tak apa, because the mass public does not see what's going on behind the stage. Waktu tu you nak masak, waktu tu you nak berseorangan ke, all this. But when you go back to the front, of course, you cannot put on this face lah. Takkan you nak biar the crowd nampak, kenapa MC ni macam tiba-tiba menangis, why is he sobbing and all this. It's a show at the end of the day. You don't want to worry. You want to worry people, you worry people backstage. Okay? You don't worry people dekat depan. You jangan tiba-tiba masak, marah, muka and all that. Do the backstage. That's why when shits happen in front of the stage, most of the organizers will try to pull you to the side and bring you to a place where other people don't see it. Because it would yelah, you come to the event, you want to enjoy, and then suddenly you see the shit happening. Of course, it's going to affect, people's mood. And starting drama. Ya, apa jadi tadi? Nampak Cloud storm off and all this. And nampak Flava like macam muka tak puas hati. Macam tadi dia macam nak gaduh orang. This happened in Science City. It would affect the event as a whole. If it happened backstage, it could be resolved in a peaceful manner. The front stage, dia main payah. Yeah, but mentally, it's very, very hard. And it's not that I'm that great where I can pull this off the moment I become MC with the start. At the start point, I had to go through some shit. There were times during my early days of becoming an MC and caster where this emotional turbulence actually affected my work. Yeah, so there was anger, there was sadness and all this. And I was very, very, very disappointed in myself that managed to influence my work performance. It's not professional. I'm going to call it out. It's not professional to actually do it. So yes, from time to time I do reflect back and I know which events that actually occurred.
Right. So we will keep that for maybe next time.
Oh really? We're keeping that too? Okay. Oh God, okay.
I mean because we have a lot of questions.
Okay, shit.
Yeah, but there's one ritual that I know you do. I know that you like to do the I don't know what you call it, but yeah, you get the audience to sit down.
Oh, you call that one? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's called housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Okay.
Yeah. So because as an MC, before you start the show, right? So rather than your first few words is you opening the show, I call it my cheating is like, let's start by doing a little bit of housekeeping, which is before the event officially begins, so that the audience dapat mendengar your suara. And you get the opportunity to speak to the audience before the actual event starts. So you do things like welcome everyone to the event. Now I do have a number of housekeeping announcements. For example, where the restrooms are, where the surau is, in case of any form of emergency, what you should be doing, who you should be listening to, where you should be gathering. And if you have any form of questions or inquiries, you can either meet myself or any of the amazing crews. So yeah, so that's normal housekeeping. And thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll begin shortly. So then you go back like, okay, I've already spoken on mic.
Right.
I already start. I dah start. Tak adalah macam my starting is my official one. Yeah.
Right.
I like how you call that a ritual, but yeah. I guess so. That's my cheat sheet lah.
Yeah, because I remember we had a conversation on that. Yeah. And I've thought that that's actually a really good thing to just warm things up for yourself lah.
But casters cannot do that.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah, casters cannot do that because they're not leading. They're not the master of ceremony. It's the MC, right? MC is master of ceremony. So for them, start is start. There's no such thing as housekeeping announcement. Kenapa tiba-tiba caster ni buat housekeeping pula ni?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. But I guess if from a caster's POV, how do I prepare mentally? I guess I'll be okay mentally if I did my homework. Meaning that
I agree.
Yeah, meaning that okay, I know what's the latest patch about, the sort of thing that I know by that. Because I think as casters you cannot over prepare because you don't know what's going to happen in the game.
I agree.
Yeah, so if they do this move, maybe you over prepare. Oh, I studied this hero.
I want to talk about this so
much.
I want
to talk about this hero so much.
But it's not happening.
But it was never picked at all.
It was never picked. It was not even part of the conversation. Like, why is this guy hogging? Like, keep talking about this shit.
But it's not picked. It's not important. So, something like that.
I've seen this before, but okay.
Yeah. So I guess if I have a wide array of like preparation of the lore, like with instead of depth. I mean depth you need also, right? But I guess if you have a wide enough width of like, okay, I can pull out anything from my cards.
You're flexible lah. So when the thing comes, don't worry, I have a little bit of knowledge about this. I can talk about this.
Correct. Then I think that would help me mentally prepare better lah before the show because again, you don't know what's going to happen in the game.
I like that. And I just want to add on to this, right? This sounds like what you were trying to say about the students in the classroom, right? If I was a student, because I went through this, right? When I'm not prepared for an exam, when I'm not prepared for a presentation, I'm always nervous. My mental always unstable, of course, because I didn't study. I didn't prepare. My presentation tak siap. My assignment tak siap. Of course. Dude,
yeah, then cikgu tanya, where is it?
It's a very normal feeling. Like, it's a very normal feeling. I would have felt very nervous.
Yeah.
So I didn't prepare. And then tiba-tiba lecturer ni nak tanya soalan pula. Like, I didn't prepare. God.
Yeah. Okay, next up question from this. What kind of teamwork is involved between you as a host and the production crew or casters?
Okay. Let's talk about me and production first, okay? because it's not easy to just address everything all together. So when it comes to the production, for sure, usually they want to lay down how they want the flow of the event to be conducted based on their discussions together with the client. So usually they become like an intermediary. So the client with them with me, right? So they would explain to me things like, for example, where the cameras are at. So you don't get lost. You just talk to a crowd and not understand where exactly you need to look. So usually they will tell you, this is camera 1, this is camera 2, this is camera 3, depending on how many cameras they have. You don't have to focus on camera 2 and 3. They're just going to keep rolling around at all times. Just look at camera 1. So it just somewhat navigate and assist you. And of course, at the same time, some events, I say some events would provide you with an in-ear monitor, this earphone in either your left and the right ear, depending on where you choose, right? Most of the time, you only wear it on one ear because you want to make sure that there's another ear which is free for you to listen to your surroundings. Okay? Some people just wear both. I don't know how, but those things also happen as well. So this in-ear monitor is connected to this basically transmitter. So basically, you're communicating with the production. But it's not, most of the time, it's not two-way. It's just them giving you instructions. For example, Flava, standby, jap lagi, cue to video. Okay. So usually sometimes, for example, they want to cue to caster, right? Okay, Flava, you need to close this up in 5 seconds, 4, 3. So I better wrap it up in the next few seconds too, so that it will be just nice that I'm handing over to Cloud and the partner. Yeah, for example. Yes, they're giving you all these cues. Sometimes they're also giving you reminders on things. After this, we're going to be showing this. After this, VIP. After this, all this. Yeah. So it's a one-way communication. So meaning that the amount of prep work done before the show begins is very important because you are not able to communicate back to them. So meaning that they're just talking to you, you cannot communicate back. So they're praying that you listen to what they're saying and able to execute it in the way that they want it to be. In the way that the client wants to be, right? So it's a very big responsibility. If you don't know what the production is giving cue you for, because you didn't do your studies, you didn't do anything, you're in trouble. Very big trouble. The producer's gonna be like, this guy tak dengar ke? This guy tak faham kita cakap apa? You know, it becomes a big issue. I'm very grateful those kind of things did not happen to me. I mean, I make sure I know how the flow happens because I don't want to be on stage and don't know what exactly I have to do. It's awkward. It's very weird, and it's very weird. Now,
Production is the center of us all, basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just me and them. It's me and them, and there's also them and casters.
Yeah.
Almost everywhere because it's a centralized area. They control production, the live stream, the audios, the videos, and the lightings, and also navigating where this mobile. There are static cameras. There are also mobile cameras, which there are people bringing about cameras and all this. So there's a lot of people behind the scenes who's working together as a unit, together with the talents who is currently at the front of stage, who's working together at the same time. Okay, so that's together with production. A little bit. Not exactly. I don't want to give you everything. You know, like this is not exactly a class for that. But when it comes to the casters, right? Here's the thing: like the casters have their own things that they do, and MC have their own things that they will do. So what you need to understand is that for me, I'm both a MC and a caster, which means that I do know how to cast, but I need to know what are my boundaries. The things that an MC does, you should not do the things that the caster does. For example, don't try to show how smart ass you are about how much you know about the game. Like usually, like before the show starts, right? You want to hand over to the casters because they're gonna do a little bit of give us a little bit insights about what we can expect from this particular round itself. And then, like, say, for example, if it's a Dota game, there's hero draft, there's in-game analytics, you know, you do a play-by-play, you do your color, and then post-game analysis. Why I've seen instances where MC try to do this and try to tunjuk diorang pandai and all this. I get it. You can do that later during your interview, you see? And you can do that during your conducts as an MC too. Like giving a little bit insight about this being a double elimination record. Oh, he knows what the double elimination is all about. And we're looking at some of powerhouse teams such as Team Secret. We look at Team OG Esports, back-to-back TI champions and all that. So from there, you as an MC, you can already showcase your knowledge in regards to the game, the players and all this. But don't take over the job don't cross the line and try to become a caster. If that was the case, might as well hantar you jadi caster.
Then do like what you did way back then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
all in one.
Yeah, exactly. All in one. Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, but the all in one is a little bit different. Those are very low skill events and all this. Yeah, but don't overshadow. Nanti semua benda yang cakap pasal hero draft and all this. Like, bro, that's not your job. That's not your job. This is not. Let the casters be the knowledgeable one because they're gonna want to olah on this.
Yeah. I guess my answer will be similar to what you have answered. But if I were to add on something, is an example like last year at EWC when Daniel Lee was our host. Yeah. So we coordinated with Daniel Lee because we had a walk-in intro. For the panelists, and then we coordinated with Daniel Lee. Say, hey, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do some gimmicks as we go in. So give us some room. Yeah, like give us some room, play with us a bit on our gimmicks or walk-in gimmicks, and then she just played along.
Yeah.
But we also needed to communicate that to the production as well.
Exactly.
Because they are the center of everything. They need to know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So we align everyone, and that's where we can do our gimmicks. So the openings last year, you guys got to check it out.
I like that a lot because the important part is actually the last part that Cloud mentioned is it's not just about you and there's boundaries, right? Boundaries of MC not overtaking the caster is a different thing altogether. The boundaries of the caster, and although he has coordinated with Daniel Lee together with other talents, he also needs to communicate with the production because diorang tak boleh pandai-pandai nak buat show ni macam, oh, we want to do it like this. You need to discuss with production because the production also have to liaise with the client and see if they can give you the green light of you doing it or not. Because they say, hey, I'm sorry, cannot. This is very dangerous. We did not plan this. This is not part of rehearsal. Why you suddenly bring this out? Why did you bring it to yesterday so we can actually think about it and all this? Jangan memandai-mandai. If you do that, you probably jeopardize. You get people in trouble. Senang cerita. Yeah, a lot of people out there really want to flex of how amazing they are, right? But at the same time, you could get people in trouble by doing things which was not planned.
Right. Okay. Next one is what's the most challenging part of being an MC that people don't see?
I would say that a lot of shit happens backstage, but you just have to keep smiling. But like, I'm not going to tell you every single shit that's happening, right? So when technical difficulties happen and all this, you're trying to kill time, buy time, but you're trying to make it look like everything is part of the plan. Yeah, trying people chill, cool. Actually, we're doing a sudden lucky draw, but actually we're trying to buy time because some shit is actually happening and all that. You know, these are things that people don't see, which is a good thing because if possible, the client will want the MC, please sell it off as if there's no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Let people think that this is all according to plan. And part of the plan is just making a surprise, suddenly doing a surprise interview lah, suddenly doing all the man. But of course, we've seen a lot of instances where kadang-kadang melampau juga, an hour of menggoreng pun hangus, bro. So yeah, there's this term where you menggoreng. So when you're trying to kill time, yeah, I say goreng. Bro, goreng also got limit, okay? You can goreng. It's just that after a while, people will like, asal lama sangat dia goreng ni? Something's wrong, you know, like, but people don't know what is wrong. People can speculate and all this. Yeah, Zabah Hangus. The first person that comes to my mind is Muksith, MLBB, and his partner. I remember there was one time they goreng so goddamn long. I don't know what show it was, but man, Hangus, bro. Hangus, bro. But think about it this way: it's not their fault. Part of the show, you're supposed to save the show in some ways. All this. So yeah, it's not their fault. But they are the ones who have to, I don't want to say take the fall, but they're the ones with the mic, they're the host, right? So yeah, we need the host to come in, quickly save the show. We're trying to resolve shit. Yeah, just do it. But remember, it's not their fault. Everybody's working together. Nobody's pointing fingers. For me, when shit happens, the first thing that comes from my mouth is not going to be like, what happened? You don't ask questions. Let them resolve it. Why you want to know? Why you busybody? Just later we'll tell you what the problem is, right? Why you want to know what the problem is? You just do your work. Yeah, this is me just saying in my own. Some people ask me, the first thing on my mind is, what happened, really? Just say we got some issue. We just need you to kill time. Do you really need to know the bawang now? We'll tell you the bawang later. God damn it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, just get over it first.
Exactly. Sometimes you're asking the wrong questions at the wrong time. People try to resolve it, and you're trying to be part of you want to know the bawang right there and then. Calm down, chill. We'll tell you later. Okay.
Right. I guess from a caster's POV, again, it's similar situations.
Yeah.
But if I were to add on, is from my POV, challenging part is actually the prep work that a lot of people don't see. Because when people watch it, it's already the show. But whatever happens before, like the amount of studies that we need to do, the amount of understanding, the amount of coordination, the prep, physically, mentally that we need to do, people don't normally see that. Hence, people only see the show. But that's the whole point.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
That's the whole point. It's for you guys to see the show.
Later we'll show
we
you.
do the work.
Later we'll show you a video of BTS. Oh, diorang macam buat study. You know those BTS videos of you talking and
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Okay. So, do you usually have a script or do you improvise on stage?
some events require scripts. Some high-level events, government protocols, royalty protocols, like Sultan, Raja and all this, they will have their own script. The scripts are important because they will want it to be exactly as how they envision and the words they want you to deliver. Some events, no scripts. Meaning that Flava, we give you itinerary. You know what to say lah.
Okay.
Example. Okay, this is not example. This one, there's a few unscripted ones. There's a few scripted ones.
You don't need to name the shows, but
Yeah, no,
you know.
there are a number of shows. Recently, I did this fighting game show. It's the biggest Malaysia fighting game show in the country. I can say this name lah. It's Every Major. I can say this name, right? Giving a shout out to them. For Every Major, yeah, the talent manager is very simple. They just give me itinerary only, no script. Okay, because they kind of knew that I know what to do already. For example, they don't have to tell me what Street Fighter 6 is. They don't have to tell me what Fatal Fury is. They don't need to tell me what Tekken 8 is. They don't need to tell me what King of Fighter 15 is. I'll do my own research. I will probably know what the terminologies are because I do play fighting games as well, but not as competitive, not exactly part of the community, but they've seen me work in this thing, so they have this somewhat trust that I can deliver it. Or I remember who are the sponsors, the organizers. Don't worry, at the back of my head, I can remember and all this. Yeah, so this falls under the category of very little preparation. Yeah, but whether to answer the question or not, yes, there are scripted ones, there are unscripted ones. It depends on the level of the event.
Yeah, I think from a caster's POV, 99% of the time is unscripted.
Oh yeah,
1% script is for housekeeping. Like, these are the sponsors you need to mention.
Special shout out to sponsors. Then product ini. Datang dengan Intel something, graphic card, something like all this.
That's about it. Other than that, there's no way you can script a tournament because you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Pada saat ini, Roshan akan ke sini.
Dia akan tembak orang ni pada minit ke.
What you want a caster to have a script for, man?
Yeah, so pretty straightforward answer for me.
Prep. So this is where your prep point comes in, right?
Correct. That's why you need the width to prep because you don't know which situation is going to come out.
But so you prepare for all situations. All
right. Okay, so we're moving on to the next big one. We're not even 50%, by the way. Yeah. That's how many questions there are.
Len, I.
There.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. While I read the questions.
I died over here. Sorry. I just wanted to call Lin that way. Oh, we should do that for every show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just call Lin like, Lin!
Aye! Lin, Pampers! Lin! Okay, this is about hyping an arena. Okay. What's your trick? What's your go-to trick to instantly boost the crowd's energy?
A lot of tricks. For example, macam opening, usually you want to hype when you say the name of the event, welcoming everyone, right? You address your VIPs, you address everyone in general, members of media, welcome to, and then you kind of know that's like the cue for everyone to like, woo, and then clap hands and all this. The other one is if it's a match, usually it's always a match, like competition or whatever. If it's a tournament, not restricted to esports, by the way. Any kind of tournaments, for example, you want to call out first is the match in between Team Selangor, Red Giants. You're kind of queuing people to cheer and roar and all that. Yeah, kind of queuing. And then the other team. So who do you guys think is going to win? Then everybody starts throwing in words like, oh, SRG, oh, OG, oh, it's going to be Team Liquid and all this. So you see, you're kind of, these are some of the formulas that just works. But at the same time as well, it's a very situational kind of thing. It depends on the kind of event too. But for esports, yeah, those are some of the I would say tricks, I guess, to get people to share it because you kind of know that it's a formula that works.
But have you had a moment where it didn't work for you? Like the crowd doesn't respond?
Numerous. Basically, if the crowd is jenis yang hamba, or probably it's just a very, very small crowd, but you're trying to get a big reaction out of them, it's very hard because they couldn't echo one another. Then you react accordingly. Oh, so nobody sokong this team. You guys support mana? Dia kenapa tak cheer? You need to find ways, creative ways to get that cheer. You cannot just let it happen and all this. Or probably people will just not paying attention or anything like that.
Right.
So this is where you try to get witty. But everybody has their own styles. I would say when it comes to it and how they want to address certain things. But my way would be like, if people were not cheering and all that, don't worry. If they missed out on that, let's try the other side. And then you know how people don't want to always love being one up against another, right? If this side was cheering loud, oh shit, then decide they realize that, oh, we need to do something about it. Like they're louder than us. We cannot lose. Let's do this. All right, when it's overturned, then do it again. Yeah, just not too much, like, you know.
Right. So this is this question is actually more of an MC focused kind of question. I guess as casters, it really depends on how the game goes. If the game hamba, then hamba lah kan.
Correct.
Yeah. So, but if the game is exciting, like a sad moment, yeah, then it's cool, right? Yeah. Then you basically as casters you go with whatever the game is shown. But of course, you know when is the right moment to pull off the hype moment.
It's a very situational.
To punch it. Yeah.
It's also a very situational kind of things. For example, right? I'll give you an example like this. When we talk about PUBG Mobile, because there are most instances there's 16 teams there in a flight. You can't shut off everyone. You can't shut out for everyone. But when you see certain situations where you know that it's for example, it's a Bigatron versus with Sakal Alliance. So rather than saying it just between the two teams, just for the pride of nation of it, you just see, oh, it's a battle between Indonesia versus Malaysia, because you're trying to rile up the Indonesia fans fighting against the Malaysia fans and all this. So and for the audience who do belong to a side, they can gel and relate to it. So if I'm a Malaysian, oh yeah, it's calling out, it's Malaysia versus Indonesia. Yeah, so Indonesians are cheering for their own teams, Malaysia cheering for their own teams. If it's Malaysia versus Philippines, then they're cheering for their own teams, everything like that. So this is all part of strategy. And not just merely throwing the name of the team, but also some of the strategies that how the casters approach this kind of things. And this is where the knowledge comes in. Because Cloud knows this team is from which country, so he can get creative in doing that. If teams didn't do enough research and they only know the teams by name, and didn't realize that it's actually a battle of pride and all this, they're not able to use that card during the cast or something like that. Yeah. So one of the tricks for it.
So that's also like doing the prep work lah. Also.
Yeah, it's a part of the prep. See, prep work helps you a long, long way. So this is a very, very good advice that Cloud actually gives.
Okay, so unexpected moments on stage. Okay, what is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you during a live event? I didn't write this, by the way.
Embarrassing.
Just saying.
No, it's a good question.
Okay,
which is good,
cool.
Which is good.
Okay, pull it
which
out.
Which is very, very good. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. Is my zip undone? No. Embarrassing. Do you have anyone in mind?
Oh, man. I'm trying to think.
If it's okay, here's the thing. As an MC, right? If it's embarrassing, everyone would see it. You know, because you have nowhere to run. It's like big ass stage. It's either you alone or you with a partner. If it's embarrassing, everyone's gonna remember it because everyone can see you. It's like two people, nobody else, and then a whole ass crowd of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people looking at you. You know? So I'm like, what's embarrassing? Yeah.
Have you not fell off a stage or something?
No, not really. During a show, no, not really. I think probably by the side I have. I'm very sure I have. But not really during a show. Not really where people can actually see, you know.
Right.
Visibly and all that. We're saying
oh, this is a hard one, right?
yeah. I'm not trying to say like, oh, I don't do any embarrassing things at all, right? But
is this significant enough of a story?
Yeah, is this I don't want to throw something which is not worthy.
It's like, oh, I forgot to wear my watch, you know, it's embarrassing. It's like, eh.
Yeah, and is it really embarrassing? If we change it a little bit, like fuck ups I've done before on stage is that there were numerous amount of times when I'm about to go on stage and I just misplaced where my microphone is. Those things happen. Yeah. You're about to go on stage and say, where the fuck did I put my mic? Okay, so far there has never been incidents where I did not manage to get my mic on time, right? I just managed to find it. But there were a number of instances where I was just looking for my mic, you know, it's just me. Yeah, kadang-kadang, let's say for example, if you're done with work, I always hold my mic, bring it together with me. But sometimes I let it go because if people wanna take photo or somebody just wants you to hold some documents on there, you just leave it somewhere. It's just me, right? Yeah, embarrassing. We'll get back to this.
Yeah, I think we need to get back
Cloud,
to
could
this.
you, okay, just out of curiosity, right? Any embarrassing for you?
I mean, it's the same feeling, right? Like, okay, is it my bow tie is a little bit off? Is that embarrassing?
Did I salah cakap nama orang ke? Did I suddenly a mister and call him miss ke? Not really, not really. Yeah, that's what I say. With enough research, you will not embarrass yourself, lah. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, as casters, it's more about the game. So I don't know how embarrassing moments could happen, lah. If like you cast about the game, kan? I mean, yeah, maybe the minor ones, but I don't know if there's a significant story to tell also. So maybe we can skip
It's not a
this
good
one.
story. If it's a good story,
Yeah.
trust me, we will share with you, lah.
Yeah.
You know, we're not withholding information here. It's just that it's probably not worthy to indulge you with entertainment.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Maybe in further episodes, we will have these kind of stories pop up. Have you had to cover for someone unexpectedly, like a caster not showing up or last minute schedule changes?
Many times. Okay, next question.
Oh?
Many times. And yeah, many times. Yeah.
Okay.
It's either on the same day or the day before or a few days before. The
Wow.
guy FFK ke, the guy suddenly tak datang lah. I've had just out of pure drama, I've had incidents where orang ni cakap dia tak dapat datang because of something, and then got caught on social media actually doing something else. It's actually doing another gig.
Oh.
Wow. Insane.
Whoa.
But
I mean, if you...
Here's the thing. I don't call out name. I don't call out names, right? But yeah, this is one of the biggest one where the organizer was like, because it was, let's say, do you know where your partner is? It was actually supposed to be my partner. So do you know where my partner is? No. Oh, actually your partner was actually doing another gig. But the partner told us that accident lah, whatever. I don't know what the reason was.
Something lah.
Something. So, you telling me you tell me he lied? Okay.
I mean, talents out there, you know that if the show will be on broadcast. Just saying.
Oh, I said, well, you could be doing a gig, but no.
Okay, but no broadcast.
No digital footprints of you. Just over there, but
but you post a story on your own.
And you post a story on your own. I'm so confused. It's like you'll be able to, man.
Hey, I want to husnuzon with this point. Maybe that was last week's gig. Yeah. Husnuzon. You know. That was last week's gig.
The one I went through was not even this year. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's way in a few years back.
What I mean is that when he posted that picture on Instagram, like on story, that picture was actually taken last week.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my point.
Okay. Yeah, but this one he how do I say this? But the organizers were very nice. The organizer did not call it out, but the organizer was just nice enough to just tell me. And the organizer did not had any. And the organizer terima je, okay, tak apalah. But they trust lah. You know?
Of course.
No, but
I mean,
okay, but from all this, I just want to add on. You will be very bernasib baik that these organizers are very nice. Kalau yang betul-betul evil tu kan, I'm gonna expose you. I'm gonna F you, social media and all that.
That's it.
Yes, yeah. But there are good people in the world. But janganlah ambil kesempatan dekat diorang ni, you know.
Of course.
Because honestly, the organizer macam somewhat assume yang maybe dia dapat offer lagi banyak kot. You know those kind of talks. It's not ni maybe because event tu lagi besar kot, so they so it's you speculate because they don't want to confront. But trust me, nowadays in social media since 2025, a lot of people very confrontational, right? Could be worst case scenario rather than that scenario. I think this person was just lucky lah, something like that, those kind of things.
Right. We are about 50%, but that's because I skipped a lot. I
like the happy face of Liz. Finally, 50%.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's because I skipped a lot.
Okay, there's a clock in front of me, so I know the time is so holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Dah ni lama, baru 50%.
Yep, I have a.
So that's what you're referring to. Okay.
I have a recording timer in front of me.
Oh, okay. Got
I guess based on if I did not skip anything, if I go every single one, this script is about 5 hours for us to talk about. It's that long.
I just nak bagi to you guys. Actually, Cloud sent me this draft 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
2 days ago, it sent me. I did not go through the questions because I feel that don't worry, nanti Cloud will just
I'll take care of
navigate
it.
this way because he's the host of the show, right? So I'm the panel here. I'm very sure he knows what to do, and it'll be like I didn't prepare myself for it because I put kerja the past 2 days ni, so I'm so sorry I didn't go through, right?
Sama lah kita kerja.
Yeah, exactly. So kita kerja weekend.
Yeah.
So you're just getting me very unprepped about the questions and all that. Now I regret not going through the question and just ask you, Cloud, how many shows is this?
No, I okay. On purpose, I did not filter the questions. On purpose.
Okay.
And I say why.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, because this was prepped by this is a student work, right?
Okay.
So it's also to illustrate or visualize what is the outcome of the amount of script versus the runtime.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So it's okay. I just let it run. Yeah.
Okay.
And Lin is going insane already. Yeah. But
Lin is not doing what Cloud's doing. But Lin is like, apa banyak aku kena process ni nanti. What's the file size? So what are we looking at here? Berapa lama nak upload ni?
I'm betting 60 gigs.
60 gigs.
Sekejap, memory cukup
He will figure it out.
There was a pause there. Just saying.
Yeah, but I mean that's the whole point of also Hao Jie sitting behind the camera today.
Yeah.
So to witness like
to witness
the work that he does, how it translates into this
Exactly.
and all that. Like it's part of the learning journey.
Shout out to production people. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, what do people often not realize? How much work goes into an esports event behind the scenes? I think people don't realize the amount of hard work that happens behind the scenes. Yeah. The amount of, again, it's prep, it's the hard work, it's also the decision making behind the scenes. Why does it have to be this color? Why not that color? All down to the small details of that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize this because as an audience, when you come, the show is ready. But all the rehearsals of why you choose this music, why not that music, you have like a whole library of music, why it has to be that music. They probably debate about it among themselves just to choose the right music. As simple as that. But the outcome might look simple. It's like, it looks simple. Someone's on stage talking, the music is there, it sounds nice.
I think someone who's in the industry, they look at the event because they work in the industry, they'll be like, oh, they did this. They did this. Oh shit, how did they do this? Banyak gila. Like, you have to do this. Like people who can relate, right? They're like, even though they're not really working for the event, they're like, so they did this. For example, I'll give you a much easier example, right? Also echoing on this, but different perspective. You know the setup of the event, right? Although me and Cloud as talents, kita dah datang awal. Kalau show tu pukul 10 pagi, kadang-kadang pukul 7:30 ada orang nak nampak batang hidung kita orang dah mesti ada dekat situ. They just want to make sure we're there. Whether we dah suit up ke tak is a different story altogether. Kadang-kadang ada makeup, just a last briefing, whatever. Kita datang pukul 7. Itu pun kita macam awal gila, oh God. Tetapi sebenarnya, the crew yang belakang tabir tu, yang production,
they were before us.
They were way before. Diorang semalam dah sampai dah. Diorang dah lah kerja angkat barang-barang berat. Set up lah PC semua tu. Bukan PC bukan satu. You know how heavy a PC is, right? Especially the high-end PCs for big events, right? Imagine banyak-banyak tu, tolak troli, datang awal pagi, bawa turun dari lori, a lot of stuff. Dah sampai, cucuk-cucuk wire and everything and that. Make sure everything works. And then if it's not loading, guys, troubleshoot. Listen. And then, and then, tada, show. Diorang datang lebih awal. Diorang balik lagi lambat dari kita. Of course, some shows, we always joke around about event habis pukul, we've had events yang habis pukul 1-2 pagi. The event I just did yesterday finished pukul 1.
Yeah, you did a story on that.
Yeah, 1:20.
I was like being chilling. I was like, wait, you're still at the event?
Yeah. So 1:20 pagi kan. Yeah, you can mengeluh, but you see the people who have to go to the hard labor tu, kita balik 1:20, diorang balik mungkin pukul 3-4 pagi sebab diorang kena tutup kedai lah.
Yeah.
Bungkus PC pun macam tu, dia kena bungkus elok. Kan ada damage in the lorry, kena kereta.
Wrap the wire.
Yeah, exactly. Kita sampai rumah, so if I go back by 2:30 sampai rumah, diorang pukul 5 baru keluar story diorang. Okay, finally sampai rumah rehat. So you see, that's why I say when we give sama for the casters and the MC, right? We always do this at the end of the show. We want to give credit. Thank you so much to our production team, to everyone who come and all this. We're not saying it just for the sake of saying it. We really mean it. That terima kasih. Sebab kalau audience tak ada, tak hype lah event ni. I mean like, imagine event no audience. Yeah, kalau production team yang orang-orang buruh crews tu tak ada, then how the event's gonna run? There's no production lah, tak ada, and all this audio making sure it's okay. Of course, netizens selalu kecam. Ya apa audio sampah ke sini? Yeah, we know. Somebody in the production fucked up or something like that. But they are trying to resolve it. But just remember, datang kerja awal gila, balik kerja awal gila. So kalau boleh bersabar sikit. We know the struggles.
Yeah. And if you want to know more, you can check out the episode with Jen.
Oh yeah, Jen.
Talking about the Esports Producers Live.
The best. Yeah. I think that episode is amazing. I like that, by the way.
He was sassy, right?
Yeah, sassy. God, that guy. Oof. He's got attitude.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Amazing guy, by the way.
Amazing guy.
Yeah, do check it out. All right, I'm gonna the amount I have to skip.
I'm comfortable so far, so macam.
I know, right? But you know the timer is not comfortable.
Oh God. I'm looking at the number.
Yeah.
1 hour 37. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the overarching theme here is from script to hype. In your opinion, what are the key ingredients that makes an esports event truly unforgettable?
The key word is actually the unforgettable part. Making the event a success is like a rinse and repeat. Once you get the right formula, success is just you just repeat it, right? Unforgettable meaning that you have to go a little bit out of the box. You know, it's either things that you can plan out to be unforgettable, or things that you cannot plan out. For example, like the SAP moment and all this, right? The KYXY denial or whatever. Those are unforgettable moments, but those are not planned. Meaning that no show can brace themselves to prepare themselves for that to happen. So let's talk about things that we have control of, right? So meaning you have to think things out about. For example, is remember the event where Ari Neiman was the host in Philippines, and then the break the monitor thingy.
Oh yeah,
that unforgettable. So people remember. I always tell people who want to organize events. There's a lot of people on a weekly basis. It means if I want to do an event, I just want to banter and talk with you and just share a little bit of insights. Every single meeting with these kind of people, I tell them, what's the difference between you and any other event organizers? How is your tournament different than any other tournament? You offer a prize pool, they offer a prize pool. You do a tournament, they do a tournament. You pakai kerusi plastic, don't pakai kerusi plastic. You have LED, they have LED. What's so special about yours? Why should people go to yours and not go? Because you're bound to overlap with the events, right? And you always want to become the event. You don't want kurang orang datang and all this, right? And the question is very simple. Why should I go to your event and not go to other event? What's so special about your event? Can you give me a reason? Yeah. So this is some of the challenges, some of the questions they need to address. But these are questions that they don't have to address if they don't care. Kita ada budget, diorang bagi kita buat je lah. Kita buat lah. Nanti orang ni pun diorang tak kisah, kita buat je. There are people who just don't care. Honestly, they're like, we got a certain budget, kita buat, we do it exactly like you want, right? Okay. Nobody wants to go to. But people who want to achieve this question that you're asking, right, are people who wants to work towards greatness. They don't settle with biasa. Yeah, they want to I want to be remembered. That's why the unforgettable comes in as well. So you have to be creative in the ways how you execution it. For example, some people try to amp up their production value so that people remember. Some people try to amp up the way that they do their opening. For example, unforgettable for Dota 2, another is like Epicenter. The Roshan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the light show. Think about how many opening performances there are in the world. Ada yang menari traditional, ada yang buat light show. But Epicenter for Dota, the first Epicenter was badass because they did the light show and then suddenly there's a Roshan and all this. So yeah, so you have to be creative. It's not like I give you an answer. Or the way to be creative is by doing this. But of course, at the same time as well, you have to be realistic and you have to somewhat do a simulation. You don't angan-angan seronang, oh, this is going to be great. When you know, jangan, are you sure? Or are you just dreaming and it's going to be great, but it's actually not? Yeah.
I think I have no difference in the way I would answer the questions. I would answer it the same way as well. But if I were to pick one example of an unforgettable show in recent time, I would pick the opening ceremony of Esports World Cup this year.
Okay.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I shared it with Ling as well.
That's a good one, yeah.
It was insanely good. it was insanely good because of how the show was done with the messaging within it. So Esports World Cup, you have like 20 plus game titles, right?
Right.
But they somehow managed to like include like Easter eggs with the visuals that they don't shove it to your face, but you know that, oh, that's eFootball. Oh, that's Dota, or
Exactly,
that, oh,
exactly.
that's HOK or something. So they know how to do that. And culturally, it's also showing the diversity as well within the show. And then my favorite part of the entire show is that when Falcons, as last year's Esports World Cup champions,
Yeah,
they
they were
were
the
put on
overall
a
champion, yeah.
big stage up there, and then you have like Magnus Carlsen, Yinor
Those.
from AGAL, who congratulations won HOK, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a few other players just line up down there looking at the big stage. And I think that, oh, that is an amazing shot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I mean, also just to add on to that as well, I tried to use the old school references for unforgettable because that's how unforgettable they are.
Mm.
Because if you want to say unforgettable, right, you want to look back a decade later, another 10 years later, are you unforgettable? Do people still remember you? That is what it
Oh.
means. That's what unforgettable means. But you're right. I think that's great. For EWC this year, it's a great opening ceremony. So we do hope that it's unforgettable. For sure, nobody wants to be forgotten, right? So so we'll see in 2035 if people still remember that as worthy of being in your memory.
It's just like the sad moment, like you want to say.
Yeah,
like,
the sad moment,
even
yeah.
after like, I don't know what, 7, 8 years by now?
Exactly.
Maybe?
Give it 100 years. I'm very sure everybody's still going to remember
People are
Sam.
still going to say the sad. Right?
Yeah, everybody's
yeah.
going to remember the KYXY deny.
Yeah, the KYXY deny. Yeah,
God, sad.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Sad moments in Dota. But okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's skip to totally something different. Is this still? Okay. The rise of esports culture in Southeast Asia. Okay, this is kind of very different from the ones that we talked about before. But kind of, there's some of them are the same. Okay.
Because we're going towards general esports.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe let's start off with how would you describe the esports culture in Southeast Asia as compared to other regions?
God. If we're talking about our region,
Yeah, Southeast Asia.
God damn, we're toxic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that would, that
Okay.
would be the first thing that comes to my mind.
All right.
We're talking
All right.
about culture, yeah, we're goddamn toxic. We're talking about we're talking about country. I would say that I talked about this a lot when we talk about country, right? Because when we talk about Malaysia, right? Malaysians as a whole, not just certain Malaysians as a whole are very weak-willed. If we want to talk about the level of keyboard warrior versus with Indonesia, Philippines, and all that, we're on par. But as a Malaysian, to all Malaysians out there watching this podcast, right? Let's be honest, we're very weak-willed. Why I mean by this is that when you come to cheering, right? Whenever your country is in a bad state or performance, you guys give up real fast. Whereas when you look at Indonesia as our neighbors, right? Yeah, they talk a lot of smack. But at the same time as well, they have macam hati kental. They believe in the athletes until the very end. Even though they're behind, you will see them still banging on that gendang. They will still be cheering and all that. But of course, until the last second, till it ends and all this. Why I say this because my first ever disappointment in the Malaysia esports community was back in M1. It was a Todak match, Todak versus Indonesia. I forgot whether it was EVOS or something like that. The main stage, right? Dear God, we were behind. Not trying to shit on Todak's performance. We're not talking about that. What they're doing is fine. I still have utmost respect towards Todak. But the thing is, when Todak was behind, the Malaysians semua senyap. Nobody had the courage to like, no man, you can still do it. No. The Indonesians on the other side, whether they're up, whether they're down, they still have the same momentum of cheer for their players and all this. In terms of numbers, but event tu dekat Axiata Arena. Diorang ada 20 orang je. Yalah, orang Indonesia datang ke Malaysia kan. Versus Malaysia, we're home ground. Obviously, half of the Axiata Arena, though not half, like, it wasn't fully full also. But like almost half the Axiata Arena are Malaysians who's rooting for Todak. Bila Todak tengah kalah, everyone senyap. Tak ada orang, nobody like. And bila Todak baru make a little bit comeback, baru ada suara. Suddenly semua, let's go Todak. You guys are just riding on the only when they're winning. I'm so disappointed. As a Malaysian, I'm disappointed in Malaysia. I'm disappointed in the Malaysians because during that Axiata Arena, I was one of the, I think I did an illegal thing where you're not actually allowed to bring in bendera into Axiata Arena. It's one of the, you're not allowed kind of thing. But I went through the VIP area. So basically nobody's going to stop me there because I'm VIP.
Oh.
Yeah. So even though I am supposed to be lepaking in the VIP area, I tak nak duduk VIP area. I went to the normal seatings. I pergi lipat dengan management Todak, dengan all the fan-fan tu. I bawa bendera tu, I lipat situ and I lah bendera berkibar kat situ tau. It comes to my disappointment even more that I hope that while Todak is down, I can still kibar the bendera. But then when I look left right, semua orang senyap.
It's like, takkan like only you like beria,
exactly.
right? Is it?
Yeah, after a while, it was very mentally torturing because I'm doing this alone and you guys memang, wow, you guys are so soft. You guys sembang kuat. In social media, you guys sembang kuat. You guys want to toxic in-game, toxic on social media dekat chat. You guys sembang kuat. All those, I can see to Malaysians' faces, you guys are sembang je kuat. Indonesians, my mad respect to them is that they don't just talk big. Numbers is not a problem with them. Yeah, they are quality. I don't support my Indonesian only when they're good. I will also support them when they're also in their down. Because when you're down, you need my support. If you're down, if everybody leave you, then you're on your own. Yeah. You janganlah menunggang hanya bila dia menang. Yeah, I swear I was so pissed. I was so disappointed. After that match, I think after a while, Todak got eliminated, right? I don't know how to express my disappointment. I was like,
And EVOS eventually became champion.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you guys, takkan korang tak sedar, you know? Trust me, you want to bet. You know, SRG is currently competing at Esports World Cup, right?
Yep.
When SRG is losing, right? Everybody, tak apa, tunggu SRG, come on, do something. They're whispering, SRG, do something. Bila comeback, baru nak cheer, baru nak bila menang. Yeah, fuck lah. That's like, korang tak rasa malu ke? Where's your patriotism? Where's your semangat? Bendera Malaysia terbalik and then that one you bersemangat nak fight back and all this and all that. Which is fine. But the way you show yourself, how you present as a crowd, this is not limited to esports only. Even for other sports also. I think for other sports it's still a lot better. But I think that because esports has a lot of younger generation, I think they need to learn more from the older generation yang support the other sports, bola and all that. Diorang tak cepat mengalah. In esports, we cepat mengalah. That's why these ultras in esports are very important. For example, macam SRG semua tu kan. Because kita punya fan-fan lemah, SRG had this great idea where they brought their ultras because the ultras never die down because they come from background football. They are true semangat kesukanan kenegaraan.
It's like they don't know what this hero is about, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're losing. We will keep banging on the gendang, the drums and everything. We have to teach this crowd that no matter what and all this. That's why they call ultras. Yeah, because the fans are weak.
Oh. But I like your point. Though.
The way I'm expressing this, I'm so pissed and mad. Yes, I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can see that you're very passionate about this topic.
Oh yeah, because I was an athlete before. If I see this kind of behaviors, I'll be very disappointed. Say, you guys are weaklings.
But speaking about passion and energy as well, right? Like which country or community in Southeast Asia surprised you with their energy? Like was Indonesia a surprise or you kind of expected that?
No, I kind of expected. Yeah.
Okay, but any surprise?
Sadly, no. Probably, let's just put it this way. Probably, I didn't see enough to be surprised.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to give mine. I have an answer for this one. To me, what surprised... Okay, like Indonesia, Philippines, I think we kind of expect.
Yeah, kind of expect. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But what surprised me in Southeast Asia is Myanmar.
Ooh, Myanmar, okay.
Yes, Myanmar fans is insane. So Myanmar, they're very active in PUBG Mobile, so that's why I have visibility on the fan support. Like now, Yangon Galacticos is representing the region in Esports World Cup, and the fans are insane. And you gotta think about it, right? Myanmar, they're not the most stable politically country. Yeah. But yet still, their fans. So this is what I learned from the fans as well, right? It's because like the country's in such a situation, and even earlier this year there was a natural disaster, an earthquake that happened there. They channel their happiness to esports. So
United,
yeah, so that's where they're very united. So it doesn't matter whether it was Yangon Galacticos or any other team, as long as it's a Myanmar team, they will fully support. You don't see a division. And that's where they channel their happiness. And in return, the players know that. The players know that, the teams know that we have to do well because these people's happiness and their joy taking away from whatever situation that's happening is through us. So as of this recording, Yangon Galacticos, they actually did better than I thought at Esports World Cup as of the group stage yesterday. And the fans are generally very happy. Yeah, so we can see the correlation here, right?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So so this also to remind like maybe the teams or the players out there, aspiring players, that there are people who support you and there are people who really want you to do well. So it's sometimes not only about you performing for yourself, but it's also for other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, okay. This question is interesting. Are there any standout moments from Southeast Asia events that make you think this region is special?
Standard events.
Mm.
The only one that comes to mind is ESL Genting.
Okay. What? So why is that your pick?
Here's the thing, right? For such a high level Dota 2 event to happen here in Malaysia is really amazing. But it happened in Genting, right? I had doubts. I remember the first time when it was happening in Genting, and I said, do people really have the purchasing power, the ability to travel all the way? Because if you guys are not familiar with the landscape of Malaysia, right? If you guys are international viewers, Genting Highlands is in a different state. It's not in the main. Is usually when people talk about Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, Kuala Lumpur, right? It's not even Kuala Lumpur. It's not even in Selangor. It's in a different state. It's actually in Pahang. Okay, it requires you to travel towards Pahang to Genting Highland, which is like do we call it a mountain?
Yeah,
A mountain.
it is a
yeah.
mountain.
It is a mountain. Towards a mountain high up there, and usually costs of prices up there is higher because hotel, because it's far away from all this, city and whatever and all this. Supplies going up a mountain is not easy. So there's additional transportation costs and all this, right? So meaning the traveling over there, it's not like you living in KL and then easy night train boleh sampai. You cannot train your way there. You can grab your way there, but mahala depending on where you grab from. You cannot take a flight there also. There's no such thing. Unless you have a private plane or whatever it may be, right? You have to travel. So travels, accommodation, or you have to go through the hassle of, if you're staying in KL, you have to drive back and forth. Go there, U-turn balik, patah balik in the night, whatever it is. Makanan kat atas pun slightly mahal. And the tickets are not cheap too. It's a premium Dota 2 event.
Yep.
But it is a quality event. So after the first event happened, full house, lots and lots of people, amazing crowd and all this. And I was like, yeah, so people do have purchasing power. What they're looking for is a quality esports tournament. And that is exactly what ESL Genting promises. What ESL promises to everyone if they do come to Genting.
Right.
Exactly. That's what we're looking for. Even for me, Cloud. Trust me, right? There's so many events happening here in Malaysia. Every year we do casting, we do commentaries, we do pundits, we do MCing, whatever it is, right? Most events are more or less the same. We're just looking for quality event where we're not just entertained by the matches, but they also side activities which could keep us entertained throughout the whole day. The meet and greets with some amazing people, the talents, Casito, the players and all this. Yeah. Can you offer us that? A quality event. Yeah. So that's what ESL promises to be. That's why ESL Genting, whenever it's in Genting, everybody's excited.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem. Berapa harga tiket? Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. We can go. We're big fans. Whatever to. This is what it shows and all this. And up there, yeah, like I said, barang semua mahal-mahal. Yeah, no problem. People still go for it. Full house.
Yep, I do agree. Too bad I couldn't not attend because every time there's ESL one, right? It's always like, oh, we have another show to do.
Oh yeah,
so
always that, yeah.
yeah, but my my example would be also in another Dota event is TI in Singapore. Now, this question is related to stand-up moments from Southeast Asia, right? So I could pick anyone from Southeast Asia. So I'll take TI Singapore. To me, because TI has never landed in Southeast Asia before.
Never ever. Yeah.
Never ever. So the fact that a TI can be hosted in Southeast Asia, to me, it opens up the door or the eyes of the organizers. Say, hey, you know what? It's good. Like people go there, it's full house, tickets were sold out and everything. So it just opens up the door to say that, hey, maybe we can, host another major event in Southeast Asia itself.
Yeah. I remember the reason why they did it in Singapore was because they were their safety regulations, because during that time was slightly post-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the opening of COVID, trying to open the borders and all this, right? But it was still a bubble. So compared to all the other nations within Southeast Asia, or should I say Asia, Singapore health regulations, the way they're regulating and all that is the best during that time. One of the best ones. I don't want to say the best. One of the best ones. Therefore, that will probably be one of the reasons why Singapore was chosen. A lot of people were like, why do in Singapore? No, Malaysia, bigger country. But our safety regulations were not as good as what Singapore could offer during that time. Hence, that. Yeah, congrats to Singapore. No hate towards them.
Yeah,
we love our neighbors. Congrats to them for actually getting it again. I'm guessing that whatever regulations that the government have done during that time, the COVID, benefits the country as a whole, because Valve doing that, and it could have been in any country. Singapore got it.
Yeah, could have been. Yeah. But gotta give it to Singapore as a host country as well, as a viewer experience. Access to the venue was easy. The moment we come out the MRT, it's already the stadium, and then you won't get lost, because the moment you come out, you start to see all the event decorations, so you know where it's leading you to. I think as a host country, great, but it also shows that even though if they move TI away from Europe side or NA side, that there's still audience. People will still come. The tickets were still sold out.
I agree.
Yeah, so I think that's also a point for maybe organizers of these sort of major events overseas that normally do in Europe to kind of explore Southeast Asia. Maybe Malaysia, just saying.
Maybe they just buy the tickets for the Crimson sets.
Oh, I mean...
Oh, sorry, I just want to say that. That's which is actually more expensive than the ticket, by the way, for those who do not know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you buy the ticket, you can actually get an exclusive, random Crimson item in-game, which actually costs us like 4-figure if you were to resell.
Yes.
But it's that limited. If you don't have the TI ticket, you will not get Crimson ever.
And if anyone were to look at me and say, that means I didn't get the Crimson set because I had no choice but to buy from a resale.
Are you telling me the reseller actually got the Crimson?
Yes. I had no choice because the tickets were sold out within the first hour. And at that time, I had class. There was no way I could queue for it.
That son of a bitch. Okay.
Yep.
So he got money. He didn't have to spend anything. Got a free Crimson.
And I bought his ticket.
What an ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know. Hey, bigger reseller sounds great. Only for this situation only.
Yeah, only for this situation. The next TI maybe, the upcoming TI at least. Okay. I've skipped to the last set of questions.
Oh, thank God.
I know, right? Okay. Yeah, that's where I look at our scriptwriter, It's like, 2 hours. Yeah, I kept it within 2 hours, That's where your talent is saving your show. You see what I did there? Who were your idols or inspirations when you were just starting out? Yeah.
Can I say as an MC, as a caster too? For an MC, no, there was no one at the start. I'm trying to be as honest as possible, right? There was no one at the start because I didn't know who were famous MCs during back in the days and all. It's not like I did a research on the industry or anything. So no, there was no one that came in mind. And then I heard about this one guy who can speak multiple languages. He was an amazing...
Is he a local talent?
Local Malaysian, yeah.
Who's that?
He can speak multiple languages, but he has passed away.
Oh, okay.
He has passed away. I don't want to call his name because I'm about to add on some stuff.
All right.
Because you know how people always say never meet your idols, never meet your what's the wording?
What is it, Lin? Never meet your idols.
Never meet your.
I know the point.
Yeah. Your idols. when there was one time I attended the event because I was talking to because the event organizer was hiring me for a different event.
Okay.
But they were like, "Hey, can you come here? Meet us here. We'll do the briefing here." But at the same time, so the guy that I just discovered is an amazing guy, which is a big guy, MC and all that. Was when I realized that you should never meet your idols because when I saw him, he was an ass. Meaning that
he's not the person that you thought he would be.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I've always been the kind of person where I don't like it where in front of a camera you're nice, and then behind the camera I'm not expecting you to be super nice or anything like that, but you are definitely a 180 degree of what you portray in front. You like, for example, we talk about how you love animals, but behind you're killing animals. You know how you know you're just lying to people in front of a camera and all this. But that guy was not exactly not that. But I'm just giving an example. But basically he was an ass to the production team. I was like, God damn, this guy is like he was not scared to throw away F words everywhere and all this. I was like, okay, I'm an MC too. I mean, I do scope production if they do something wrong, right? Because out of respect, you're doing things for the client. They are production who just that bad, right? But God, he was like, yeah. So that's why I learned it hard ways. I never meet your idols. God, at the moment I hear him, like, no, I do not like him anymore. No.
That just changed.
Yeah, it changed altogether. Okay, then I was like, let me find a new idol in my head. Then I ended up liking he's an MC, but I like him more on his delivery as a comedian. Harith Iskandar.
Oh, okay.
Harith. Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
For a long time, I even made a post as well. I really love the way he delivers because he himself, as a comedian, he doesn't try so hard. He's just naturally that good. Although right now, I think in status quo, I think we all know that he's under heavy fire. People are not liking about the kind of jokes that he makes and all this. But there are a lot of people throwing some stuff like, I don't find you funny, just for the sake of just trying to hurt his feelings and all this. For me, those are very weak arguments. You're like, just because you don't like the jokes doesn't mean he's not funny, you know. Just so many other people. Fine, but I don't want to go dwell too much on that. But yeah, Harith Iskandar is one thing. I've seen him MC before. I really do love it. Yeah, I guess so. And of course, right now, the current moment in my mind, I feel that number one MC in Malaysia is Mr. Terence Das. Sad enough, I know how amazing he is. I've seen only clippets of him MCing and I know how amazing he is. But at the same time as well, I have not seen him MC a full-fledged event in front of my eyes. Which I'm so pissed. Like, God damn it. I know this guy's amazing, but I've never seen him in action in front of my eyes. Ever. So like, it's probably because I'm in industry. So if you're working for events, how are you going to be having free time to go see him at a different event?
True.
You're also working, right? You're always overlapping with him. So it's like, how am I going to see you in action if I'm also working in the same industry? I also got job. You got job, I got job. How am I going to see you work?
Yeah, true. That's our work hazard.
Weird struggles in life. Sorry, like guys.
Yeah, so that's why people say that, hey, this weekend, this event, you know, you're going, I got another event. You know, that's our work hazard lah.
Yeah, exactly.
It is what it is. Yeah. I guess if I were to pick one name, for me, it's Toby One.
Forecasting, Toby One.
Yeah, forecasting Toby One. Like that. There's just something about his delivery and the words that he say that makes you feel exciting. You know, that makes you feel happy. That sort of thing. And and he does have the hype moments just like anyone else. He does rap casting like anyone else. You know, game knowledge obviously for Dota. But there's just a fine line of like his reactions that nobody else does.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, I wouldn't say I picked up his reactions because I guess when we all started, we tried to emulate, we tried to mimic our idols, right? Because that's how we learn. Like okay, let's try whatever he does. Then over time, we shape our own style, right? Yeah, so I guess the same. So I had the starting point of like where I tried to mimic what he does, but of course over time I felt that I couldn't do what he does, or it's not the same, it doesn't feel natural. Then I start to shape my own. But he was definitely my starting point there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think that is a good choice. I would have said to be one as well. I would have said him as well. If not him, also I like Sir Ashley Slacks. I liked him from his old school videos where his voice and he's like, sorry, this one, not Sir Ashley Slacks, sorry. God, I forgot.
OD.
No, OD. OD is a rapper. He's great and all, but Different people in mind, I guess. We'll
Okay.
get back to you on that. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Toby-1, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, the fact that you get to cast with him back in the day, you
Yeah.
know, that's like a jealousy dream of mine.
My first international gig was casting with Gods and Toby-1, yeah.
Yeah.
So we swapped around. So like me and Toby-1, me and Gods, and then Gods and him and all this. But I only did the small one. So the grand final is always him and Toby-1, which is fine.
You know, it's a feeling like Lin gets to cast with Captain Flowers. Yeah, if only he says.
Yeah.
You just get what 5 minutes of moments with done. Yeah, done. Like you live in that dream bubble. Okay, the last question. Was there a point
Oh God, suddenly the tone is like, oh, okay, is there a point?
where you doubted yourself or felt like giving up?
Yeah. Okay, let's go with yes. Not a lot of times. It'll be very it'll be very concerning if I had this feeling so many times. Like I tell you like, oh yes, all the time. No. I think it'll be very bad. It'll be very concerning because I feel like in this line of work, you also need to be confident. Right? Like I cannot keep breaking down and then regain confidence every time I'm in front of a stage, right? But because I'm so used to being on stage and being that confident on stage, right? Somehow it's built up that confidence in myself too. But have I ever doubted? For sure, man. For sure. Especially when I get the super big gigs, right? I will question myself. Not after the event, like even before the event, I will question myself. Am I good enough? Can I really handle this? You know, especially gigs which I have never done before. Like back then, before I did government protocols and royalty protocols for Yang Ditur Agong, for Prime Minister, for Minister and all this. Masa first time nak buat tu macam, damn. Of course, first is like, oh damn, I get this gig, Minister, man. And like, then before the like a few days before the event start, can I even pull this off? Like, what if I fuck up, man? Like, what if things don't go well, anything like that. Yeah, and then, self-doubt. Should I pull out while I still can? No, of course I didn't. Then after the event, even though everybody says, hey, Flava, you did a great job, man. I love how you do it. But you're kind of like doubting. I thought I did like normal. Like a lot of people is like, Doma, what the fuck are you talking about? You did great. It's like, me like, no, I'm not trying to
Downplay.
downplay it. It's very hard because you're performing, but you're not really seeing what exactly how you're performing. Right? Everybody's, oh, you look awesome. Like how I wish I'm there down there and really see how I actually perform and really understand like, did I really do well? You know. But at the same time as well, see, this is the irony of things, right? You also don't like to look back at videos of you working. I'm sorry. I think a lot of talents like MCs or casters out there, they just have this habit as well. You also don't want to see back your casting.
Plus listening back to your own voice.
Yeah, plus your voice.
You're
It's
like,
your own voice. Like, do it. Apa ni? Dengar macam gila. What was the word? Like you ni macam shot sendiri, somewhat like that. Shot sendiri dengan suara. No, I hate that, man.
That feeling of like listening back to your own voice. Never gets easier.
That usually normal thing when you hear your own voice, you cepat skip or you play something else. I don't want to hear. Let's go something else and all this. Yeah, but also it's a bad thing because you need to do it so that you can self-reflect and everything as well. But we're trying to be as truthful as possible. Like these are real feelings that we go through. Like. Sometimes I just don't believe people. I've always hated that most of the time in my life, a lot of people are just throwing positivity towards me in my face. It makes me question on whether are you just being nice, and don't tell me you don't have a single feedback that could actually improve me in the future. No, like everyone's like, hey, you did great. Like nothing like, but oh shit, the butt is coming. Yes, what is it? No, there's no buts. It's like, you guys really, I don't know whether this is. Now I'm not trying to think ill. Don't get me wrong. But I think sometimes you just wish there's some sort of feedback that you can improve yourself. If not, it will not lead to positive. And you just shot sendiri thinking you're just that amazing. Oh, by the way, this is my son, yes, Aiden.
Yeah.
He just woke up. So yes.
We'll get Aiden on the show one day.
Salam.
For me, answering this point, I did something slightly different just to try to give myself a bit of a boost or a jizz or something like that, right? So our good friend Ame, Mr. Taylor.
Ooh, Ame Benzaki, yes.
Yeah, Ame Benzaki. So has he talked to you about like when he does? Oh, okay. Let's.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Monster. There's a holding. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, has he talked about?
I mean, did he talk to you about like when he creates his suits, like there is a patch inside the suit as a writing, right?
Yeah.
So I did the one that you probably saw me wear during Predator League, the big one. Yeah. So that one has a patch inside it that has some writings to remind me of it's not exactly this. I'm just paraphrasing, by the way. So it's just to remind me of having the confidence to be on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I thought that was kind of cool that when he had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want him to touch the buttons.
Yeah. If he turns off, then,
Yeah. Okay, I'm Uncle Lin.
We get scared.
Uncle Lin. Duko.
I like how Uncle Lin really rhymes.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, he's actually okay with Uncle Lin, just not now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why he wants a mic. He wants to be on the show. Yeah.
You're more brave than me when I was a kid.
Right. Okay. But have I ever felt like giving up? Maybe not. I don't think giving up is the word, but I think that sometimes I feel like I want to do something different.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. Instead of like, repeat the same thing and the show, start the show, and the show, start the show sort of thing. Personally, I want to do something different. So sometimes I'll search out like, are there fun facts that I could share? Or can I like...
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, do the show differently in my own way. So I can't really pinpoint something now because it's very situational.
I get you.
It also depends on what environment the show allows you to be that.
It's not like we're magicians where, we can be creative. Right now, I'm going to get the answer to this.
Yeah.
It takes a bit of time to maybe, sit down, think, or you just give it a little bit of time, you get inspired.
Yeah. Or also the environment, right? Like, if this show is, let's say, it's an online show, or there's only this much you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's like a stage, then you can do
you can
stuff,
do a lot more, right?
Yeah, very situational. All right. So I guess we can do the wrap up now. So what are your thoughts about... Okay, so again... All these questions were plotted out by my student, Hao Jie. A shout out to him for doing the work behind the scenes.
Yes.
So what do you think about the angle and the type of questions or the things that he wanted to explore overall?
I enjoyed it. I wish that the questions will be a little bit more challenging, I guess. Because think about it this way, right? I've always tell people that most of the guests you invite for shows and all this, most of the time they got invited to a lot of shows, plenty of shows. So then they get bored by more or less the same questions. They want to be challenged. They want to they want to be attacked from a different angle and see how you're gonna address it this way.
Right.
But I think that the questions by itself is okay. It's okay. There's nothing bad about the questions. A little bit challenge is there, but I think that I like how the way you kind of conducted the session where rather than just sticking with the question, but the way you give perspective, the way you try to attack it from a different angle gives me a little bit of makes me try to be a little bit creative how I want to deliver my answers as well. Yeah, so I think this is the creativity of becoming a host for a podcast where he's not just expecting the question is going to carry the show on its own, but you also have to deliver it in a good way so that the show goes great as well.
Yeah, because if I were to show all the questions on screen, like there were some questions that, hey, didn't we ask that? Like, let's say, okay, question A at question 1, and then it's like when you go to question 5, there it's like, doesn't it sound the same?
It's almost similar, or probably you can expect that the answer could also lead up to something similar. You don't want it to be like, I think we answered a little bit about all this, but I just want to say it. Yeah. So rather than, because in camera, see, we're too used to camera, right? Usually in an actual real show, we don't want to say that to make the event organizer look bad.
Yeah, but this is the Santai version.
Yeah, this is the Santai version. We can do that as well. In a show, we don't say that, this sounds like the same like just now. You somewhat kind of make the event organizer look bad. Or the one who prepared this thing look bad. So that's not, you never want to do that. But for feedback purposes, yeah, I get you. Because you you go through and sometimes you do a little bit of quality control about things and see whether is it suitable, is it too boring, are you gonna get the generic answer, or you get something, or is there some spicy questions, yeah, which could really push the boundaries and push your speaker to give crazy answers, Yeah.
Yeah, but this is also related to the point that when we first started the show, sometimes we have walked far in our lives that we don't know like what is the basics anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so this is also an illustration of what the basics could be.
I like that. Yeah, you're right.
For someone coming in. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's a wrap up for this episode. So what do you think about this episode, and what are the kind of topics that you would like us to explore, or what are the kind of guests you would like us to have on this episode? And we hope that this episode is also insightful and educational.
I hope so too as well. I'm sorry for sometimes getting a little too carried away, especially when we talk about the patriotism thing. I'm very serious about it. So
that's great. That's great.
Yeah. So I'm very, very sorry and I think if you guys don't know this, last time we worked on the Project Team Malaysia, right? Because I'm very passionate about it. So that's why I was so happy to actually be part of that team. Yeah. Really show that the patriotism you have for the country.
Hey, maybe we can talk about that in our future episodes.
Exactly.
But if you want to hear it, put it in the comment section. So that will be all from us at Podcast Tak Berlesen for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as usual. And we're going to end the show right now. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye then. Bye. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, you came at the right time for that.
Yeah, came for the bye. And the muffin. The muffin's great, by the way.
The muffin, yay.
Yeah. It's great.
Oh, yeah, you give him food. Of course,
it's
he's going to
making
say
me
yes.
hungry, man.
Damn. Make it look like I didn't feed him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.